I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Carl.
Hello.
What do you call a person who hides in bathrooms at parties?
What do you call a person who hides in the bathroom at parties?
A party pooper.
It's Monday
What?
of a holiday week.
That toilet humor. 6:06 here, Big 550 KTRS. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Carl. We are off for our very favorite week of the year. It is Thanksgiving week. We will start the show this week in studio. We will end it at Christopher's on Black Friday. I don't know why we call it Black Friday anymore.
Sales started a month ago.
Right. And no one really gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning anymore to go hang out in front of Walmart and then get run over by the crowd to get a TV. There was a time when we actually did traffic reports on parking lots.
That makes perfect sense because it's dangerous.
We did. I have to ask Tim Weiland, but I think we did like traffic reports and like, the Chesterfield Mall is this and the gallery is that and the malls and the lines and the.
Would the helicopter just hover over like a parking lot?
It was a total. We're going to head over to Jamestown Mall after this to see how it's looking over there. Oh, there was a time. Now, I guess you're pulling out your phone at the Thanksgiving dinner buying stuff for yourself.
Well, I'm glad those box stores are closed now so they can spend time with their families.
Yeah, well, even when you're in the box stores, they tell you to go online anyway. So what's the point of being open? All right, so excuse me.
Do you want some water?
No, I got some
Bubbles.
Yeah, we have to turn off our mics too.
Let's try that. That's a little better. Picked up the birds over the weekend.
Frozen or fresh?
Fresh from Menino's, never frozen. I don't know if that really makes that big of a difference. Sounds cooler.
It takes.
Well, you have to put it in the refrigerator.
4 hours for every pound.
Yeah.
In the refrigerator.
Yeah. So I have the two. They're in the refrigerator. My process begins, I believe, probably tomorrow. Brining them, and then soaking them, and then letting them air dry. That's a process. I was watching the video a couple times this weekend. So that's the thing. And then I have my sister has signed an affidavit saying that she will not give away any turkey this year.
In blood.
Did you make your move at the store the other day?
No,
you paid.
Well, I did pay, but she's going today to get all the big stuff, so she's paying today. So Saturday afternoon, we went to go see Les Mis at the Fox. Now, I've seen it's you missed it. It was Sunday, was it? Its last day. I've seen Les Mis numerous different times.
The Wiz starts tomorrow.
Okay. None better. The place was packed.
Good. Packed.
Standing room only, the 2 o'clock showing. Downtown looked great. It was nice. It was sunny a little bit. And we went in, saw it, and then we all went to Sam's Steakhouse for dinner.
Oh, your favorite.
Sam's is just, the Christmas lights were up.
Did Emerson stare at the big fish tank?
And we went and saw the fish tank in the bar. And Sam's is just old school. It's just old school. It's just so, how are you? Let me take your coat. Here's your coat check, right? You go and you sit down. The Christmas lights are up. They keep the Christmas lights up through March because everybody loves to see the Christmas lights, the way it's done so beautifully.
So Les Mis, like my other job, overlooks the parking lot of the Fox.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I watch. And so it's kind of cool. The logistics of, so on Sunday, I figured they were done because all of the stuff, all the boxes, all the, those
the trucks.
Yes, all of that's all piled up in a row with all like the little baby bobcat things it's a whole system.
Yeah.
And then people start filing in. I'm like, oh, they're still, so this is just getting ready. So once the show ends, they just must strike, and you know what I mean. Everyone's got a position. You know, you pack all the stuff up. I just can't imagine what
it's a choreography,
right? And it's impressive because that's what they do right, and they're off to the next city.
And it's not like they just throw it in a box.
No, right?
Because
Like
the movers are coming.
Exactly, everything's got a place. And so,
because
like I said,
tomorrow they're in Kansas City and they got to open it up and they got to put it in the right place. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I sit there. It's pretty cool.
No, it's a whole production deal. As a matter of fact, the Fox this year invited people to come and watch them set it up.
Watch the load-in.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
No, it's a real, that and some of these more elaborate like Lion King and stuff with the puppets and everything. They got to put it all in and make it nice and neat. So and then just pull it out. And there was some, I forget which musical it was. Might have been A Christmas Carol that I saw at the Fox, and I went backstage, and there was a prop table, and you took the flashlight out or the lantern out, right, or the plate out to the stage, and then whoever took it off the stage was then required. The prop table had like the outline of the plate or the flashlight, and then they have a flashlight, but a torch or something, and you had to put it back exactly where it was. So that was the prop table. Sure. And so you picked up the book, you used the book on stage, and then whoever took it off the other stage, there was an exact spot in the prop table where it had to be. You put it there, and then, next city, next town, the prop table was there, and it had the book on it.
Right.
But you're responsible for taking the book off. Somebody's responsible for putting the book back.
Yeah, it's all choreographed, right?
Yeah, pretty good stuff. All right. And then Friday, finally, my tour, my weekend, Friday, I went to lunch with one Kelly Jackson. It was like going to lunch with a rock star. We went to Piccadilly.
Mm-hmm.
And
her security. Did the security team have a place to sit?
Security team stayed outside. It was nice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was so packed. Now that I'm a nationally known talk show host, I couldn't even get a table at the Piccadilly. They're like, we have two. Oh, yes, 2 people are leaving from the bar. We can sneak you in the bar. I was like, thanks. No, it was fine.
So that means everyone came up to you guys at the bar.
So we were at the bar, and a stream of people coming up to us. Excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but Kelly Jackson, I love you. So, that's so very. She couldn't be. Kelly Jackson's the greatest. So all brunch long, we were people coming up to us and saying, "Oh my goodness, Kelly, I love you, Kelly, I love you." So I was getting an inferiority complex because nobody loved me.
You can't go out with people that are more famous than you.
Oh my God! Well, that's one mistake I made.
Right.
2, the other mistake I made was somebody came up to me, nice lady, and I'm like, and she looks at me, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And she was like, are you McGraw Millhaven? I was like, yes, I am. She says, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky's aunt. Don't you just love him?
I know, yeah. Oh, that's excellent.
I was like, really? Captain Paul gets a mention here and I don't? Really? So then Captain Paul's uncle comes in. And he's like, I'm Captain Paul's uncle. And I was like, oh, it's all home week here. So, Captain Paul, your aunt and your uncle were at Piccadilly on Friday?
I did not know that. But
they didn't even bother to tell him.
Right? The woman, I believe, said she was married to an uncle of yours. Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They were very nice, but tell them they had no use for me. They were all about Captain Paul Kopsky. Oh, isn't he the great? Oh, and doesn't he just do the traffic so beautifully?
I'll make sure to give him my autograph.
Yeah.
Next time I see him.
I met your 2 fans out at Piccadilly Heaven. I've yet to meet my 2 fans, but I met your 2 fans. All right, 6:15 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul, you're in the St. Louis Classic Company Shopping Center. Take it away.
McGraw, there's an accident on 255 South past Route 15 in Centerville. There's a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m., so watch for fog on the roads, especially around area bridges. And taking a look at some drive times, it takes 8 minutes to go from 270 and Tesson Ferry to Manchester, a 9-minute ride from 55 and Lindbergh to 44, also 9 minutes from 5570 in Collinsville to downtown St. Louis. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. This holiday season, for every $100 in gift cards you purchase at the Rack House, they will throw in a $20 gift card for free. Make sure you get your reservations in today for the Rack House in Cottleville. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. woodsbasementsystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornett for the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk the window store, because the window store is where you go for your windows and doors. Larry Thornton's good peeps. Matter of fact, you know how good he is? When we went to Les Mis and then dinner, we called him up and said, hey, Larry, can you come to the house and let the dog out? And so he's like, yeah, sure. So he came over like 3 times. He liked playing with the dog. He's a good man. So here's the deal. You need windows, you need doors. You want to call Larry Thornton. Now, you have lots of options when it comes to windows and doors, a plethora of options. And every single one of them, it seems like, has some type of marketing plan. Buy one, get 7 free. Buy the first one for $10,000, get the second, get the next 17 for free, right? It's very, very confusing. But when you compare apples to apples, the window store has significantly better pricing, great customer service, great windows, great doors, and you'll know you're working with a great company here in St. Louis. They're beating them at their own game. So they don't do any hard sell. They don't stand in your living room demanding you sign on the dotted line, the window store. It's simple, it's easy, and they've been doing it for 37 years here in town. 314-739-0002. 314-739-0002, WSWindow.net.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show, this Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
Health insurance can feel complicated, but Medica health plans are different. See, we're nonprofit, which means people first, not shareholders. And we're right here in St. Louis with affordable plans for local care you trust. Your doctors, your hospitals, to help you feel your best. With Medica, your health coverage can feel a bit simpler. And now, we're here for you. Medica Health Plans. You're not just covered, you're cared for.
Hey everybody, it's Josh. On Wednesday, November 26th, the Heidi Glaus Show will be live at Flanagan Paint and Supply in Ellisville, 3 to 6 p.m., celebrating the upcoming Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Giveaways, fun atmosphere, and a great way for listeners to stop in and say hello. With the experts in paints, stains, window coverings, and custom home products on staff, take advantage of the holiday weekend sale. There will be a buy one, get one free special for shoppers on Wednesday while we're there, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Mom, what do you always say?
There's nothing sadder than jewelry that sits in a drawer.
That's why we are proud to offer jewelry repair on site at Newsletter's Fine Jewelry. We know that your jewelry is important to you, and we take that part of our job very seriously. Visit us at Doherty Ferry in Big Bend or learn more at wowdiamonds.com.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, we get Jim Ryan on here all the time with fascinating, interesting stories. This one, Jim, I'm a little confused by. Celebrities are now lending their voices and likeness to artificial intelligence?
In a way, yes. They're lending their voices and likenesses to companies that want to use them, right? And so, and it's not necessarily them, but it's the AI clone of them. Here's how it works. This company called 11 Labs. It is kind of a clearinghouse. It has a whole roster of celebrities, some living, some dead, whose voices are being made available through the estate of those people or the agent, if they happen to be alive, to the makers of videos and games and documentaries, movies, and taking the AI component and licensing that to these people. So people are getting paid. So the estate of John Wayne, for example, does get paid for the use of John Wayne's cloned voice in whatever commercial or venture it might be. And Wayne, of course, been dead for 50 years.
Well, let me ask you, Pilgrim. See, that wasn't AI. That was me. I know that was confusing.
You want to hear the 11 Labs John Wayne voice?
Yeah.
No better than yours, I don't think. Listen.
Don't talk about doing the right thing, partner. Just do it. And let the dust settle where it may.
Okay. Well, one of the biggest proponents of this is Matthew McConaughey. He's actually an investor in 11 Labs. Maybe that's why he's signed on so vigorously. He, of course, here's what McConaughey sounded like in the Lincoln commercial from about 8 years ago.
I've been driving a Lincoln since long before anybody paid me to drive one.
Unmistakably McConaughey, the pauses and the little Texas accent. And here's what he sounds like in Spanish.
Hola, feliz viernes a todos. Tengo un anuncio algo especial para darles.
The pauses, the affectation, the drawl. Well, that is not Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey says he took about a semester of Spanish in high school. This is his clone reading his newsletter in Spanish and doing so perfectly.
So I get John Wayne, right? John Wayne can't do any more videos or scripts or podcasts because he's dead. But Matthew McConaughey can do his own work. Is he just that lazy, or he just wants to make money while not working, or what's the idea there?
Well, so let's say he gets a movie contract. He's off doing a movie. Well, his voice can be working for him as well. So he's collecting a couple of paychecks from different locations without even being on one of those locations. But yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Any other celebrities have put their names on this thing?
Michael Caine, for example. How about Sir Laurence Olivier? He's been dead a long time, too. But Art Garfunkel, he's around, but you can get his voice. I don't know why. But Florence Griffith Joyner, FloJo, is her voice that?
That's weird. Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting stuff, and it's kind of the wave of the future now.
Yeah, well, Jim, would you sign up for this? Allow someone for you to sell cheddar cheese on an apple pie with your voice?
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay.
I'd have to be pretty selective about it, though.
All right,
but
fair enough.
There's still opposition out there. You know who Vince Gilligan? He's the creator of Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He calls this all the world's most expensive and energy-intensive plagiarism machine.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Vince Gilligan. Yeah, he's got a pretty good point there. Jim Ryan, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for checking in.
All right.
You got it. 6:25 here, Big 550 KTRS. Jim is a big proponent of cheddar cheese on your apple pie for Thanksgiving. I do my show without my shirt on.
Is that your Matthew McConaughey?
That's my Matthew McConaughey.
I thought he was right here for a second.
My John Wayne's pretty good.
It was better than the AI.
Let me hold on a second. let me tell you, Pilgrim. No. Wait, I had it earlier, and then I blew it. That was who?
That was McConaughey.
Yeah.
Doing a John Wayne impression.
You know who's insane is Frank Caliendo.
Yes.
That man's mind is bizarre. The way he can, like, his face becomes the person.
He can have a conversation with himself.
But his face becomes George W. Bush, and then it becomes
Madden,
and then it becomes. I mean, he does all these people, and then it becomes Charles Barkley. His face becomes Charles Barkley as he's doing Charles Barkley.
He was great.
Well, let me tell you, Pilgrim.
Ooh.
Yeah, there
not
you go.
bad. Not bad.
If I got to tell you once, I'm telling you 10 times, that lady's coming with me. No, not so much.
Were you a John Wayne fan? Did you grow up with?
No, John Wayne died when I was very, very young.
Okay, because he.
But I was forced to, as a young child, watch The Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara.
Okay.
Because the sweeping, beautiful scenes of Ireland, and isn't this such a... and my sisters were like, oh, this is you have to watch it. Oh, this is the greatest movie. You have to watch it. So I watched The Quiet Man with John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara, and as Maureen O'Hara calls him, Duke.
Okay.
This movie wouldn't make... there's no way this movie would ever see the light of day in the 21st century. He beats the snot out of her all the time in this movie.
Picks her up, carries her off.
She's this stubborn. She's supposed to be this stubborn, hot-headed Irish woman. He's this American boxer who goes to Ireland to hide out. And they have this very volatile romantic relationship. And he's slapping her around and just, has to sort of, she's like the young filly and he has to break her kind of deal. Mm-hmm. It's so completely, utterly inappropriate. And you tell people this, like, yeah, but aren't the scenes of Ireland beautiful? And you're like, that's not the point.
How is the play, Mrs.
Oh my God.
I mean, The Quiet Man just does not stand the test of time.
So what movie is he most known for, would you say? Or can you say that?
Oh,
He's just
I don't know.
Is there one that was
True Grit?
particular?
Isn't he in True Grit?
Yeah.
He's True Grit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's much later.
Yeah.
A little.
What's the one where Jimmy Stewart has to
Who Shot Liberty Valance.
has to punch John Wayne.
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
That's my Jimmy spot on. What do you know about this? It's 6:20. I gotta go to traffic. Thank you very much.
It's almost as good as the Jack in the Box. What's that one? The What in the Box? It sounds similar to that, the Christmas movie.
A Jack in the Box? Who wants to play in a Charlie in the Box?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Misfit Toys.
628 here, Big 5. A man of 10 voices. 628 here, Big 550 KTRS. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, there's a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m., so watch out for fog on the roads, especially around bridges. Taking a look at some drive times, it's an 8-minute ride from 270 and Tesson Ferry to Manchester, 9 minutes from 55 in Lindbergh to 44, also 9 minutes to go from 5570 in Collinsville to downtown St. Louis. This traffic report is brought to you by the city of Maplewood. Kick off the holiday shopping season in Maplewood. Join us on Small Business Saturday, November 29th. Be one of the first 100 people to receive a $10 Maplewood buck to spend at a participating business. Don't miss this opportunity to explore, shop, and support our vibrant local community. Visit maplewoodmo.gov for details. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Country Club Car Wash text line, I thought this was McGraw's time slot. Who are all these guests? There's a great... That's a strong contender for text of the day, I got to tell you. 636, there's a great video on YouTube where Luke Bryan was fishing with his son and someone mistook him for Blake Shelton. You should look it up. It's pretty funny.
All those country bros look alike.
Yeah. 6:30 here. Weather-wise, we've got some heavy, dense fog this morning. It is pretty heavy and pretty dense. It's almost as dense as I am. But 54 the high today with a steady light rain this morning. Showering continues into the afternoon. High today of 54. Overnight tonight, rain continues overnight. Rainfall overnight about 1/4 of an inch, a low of 50. Tuesday, cloudy with 58. Wednesday, 43. Thursday, it will be sunny when you're watching the Macy's Day Parade Thursday morning as you're putting the bird into the oven. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, high of 41 on Thursday. 46 right now at 6:31. Back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
50 of the 303 school children abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria's Niger state have escaped and are now with their families. The school authorities said Sunday that 50 children aged 10 to 18 had escaped individually between Friday and Saturday. The Pope on Sunday called for the immediate release of all those being held. European officials have welcomed progress in talks between U.S. and Ukrainian officials in Geneva on U.S. peace proposals seen as heavily favoring Russia after its invasion of Ukraine. Finnish President Alexander Stubb said the negotiations were a step forward, but noted major issues remain. The talks focused on a U.S. peace proposal that favors Moscow's demands, including Ukraine ceding territory and reducing its army. In local headlines, the Missouri Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development was awarded an additional $4 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor. This is being done to continue support for disaster relief jobs for Missouri residents impacted by the tornado that hit the St. Louis area on May 16th. And parts of Collinsville remain under a boil order after a water main break. The boil order covers several locations, including Carter Lane, Deer Trail Drive, Doe Run Trail, Eastport Plaza Drive, and Mabry Drive. 46 degrees. Time now is 6:32. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Let's talk Morelli tuck pointing because Morelli is your go-to for all of your masonry needs. The family's been doing this for generations. Whether it's chimneys, walkways, porches, anything brick or stone that needs repair, it's a phone call to Morelli. Now, they're across the street from St. Louis Closet Company there on Big Bend, but you're never going to go to the office because you're always going to meet them at the job site. Great stories abound about Morelli. They can't be any easier to work with. You call them up, they call you back, you leave a message, they're right back with you, Johnny on the spot. They're texting you pictures back and forth. The whole job can be done, and you can pay online. I mean, it can't make it any easier. And when it's all said and done, you know that the job will be done right. I used them 2 or 3 times this summer, and each time they didn't take care of me because I've been their spokesman now for a couple of years. They took care of me because that's what they do. They take care of their customers. Morelli since 1991. So anything brick or stone, tuck pointing. You need it done right. You need it done right with a good price. Morelli's the name to remember. MorelliTuckPointing.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
This holiday, give the gift that lasts all season long. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now, starting at 5, 6, and 10 games. All packs include 2026's top games and favorite giveaways. Backed by popular demand, choose from the opening day pack or the bobblehead pack. Check out the Cubs pack, weekend pack, or apparel pack. There's a pack for everyone. Find your perfect gift right now at cardinals.com/tickets.
The holidays come and go, but Cardinals baseball lasts all season long. This year, give the gift of all-inclusive tickets, featuring a full buffet, complimentary bar, and unbeatable views at Busch Stadium. Enjoy great food, good times, and every moment of the action. Choose your experience in the Budweiser 703 Club, UMB Champions Club, Coca-Cola Scoreboard Patio, and more. Make your holidays brighter with all-inclusive tickets, on sale now at cardinals.com/tickets.
A stiff chair makes you sit. An X chair lets you float. Upgrade to an X chair, engineered for better posture and focus. The secret? Patented lumbar support that adjusts instantly. SiFloat Infinite Recline that moves effortlessly with you. X-Chair is next-level ergonomic seating that truly floats. Right now, you can save up to 50% with the X-Chair Holiday Sale. Supplies are limited, so visit xchair.com today for up to 50% off. That's xchair.com.
This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, let's get to Stephen Portnoy. Stephen Portnoy, it was a bizarre week last week. Now Donald Trump is critical of Marjorie Taylor Greene and ends the week praising the future mayor of New York, Mamdani. It was a strange and bizarre week, ending with her resignation on Friday.
Yeah, and that took everybody by surprise. I mean, look, you had the Mamdani meeting on Friday afternoon in the Oval Office, and just a few hours later, Marjorie Taylor Greene announced that she's out 6 weeks from now on January 5th of next year, which happens to just slightly be a couple days past the 5-year vesting period for her pension as a member of the House. Now, look, she hasn't said that's why she chose that date, but it happens that come January 3rd, she will have served 5 full years in Congress, and that entitles her to a small pension when she turns 62, which is more than a decade from now. Some observers pointed that out. Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she feels that loyalty should be a two-way street, that she's been a backer of Donald Trump since 2015, since before other Republicans got on board, and that she's telegraphed her disappointment with the president for breaking from her, as she has broken from her party's leadership in recent months. On a wide range of issues. Principally, she's still a staunch conservative. She would certainly call herself MAGA. There's no doubt about that. But when it came to things such as the Epstein files or the fact strategically that Mike Johnson had the House out of session over the course of the government shutdown, the idea that Republican leadership until this week has yet to put forward a substantive plan to deal with the increasing cost of health insurance premiums on the exchanges. And, look, there are a number of other examples you could point to, including the idea that President Trump still remains a supporter of Israel's defense, which Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't seem to be as much in favor of. These are issues where she's broken from the president. The president says that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a nice woman, but she's lost her way. And upon hearing that she's resigning from Congress, the president told my colleague Rachel Scott that's a great thing for the country. So what will happen next? There'll be a vacancy from her district in Georgia. There will be a special election in that district in advance of another election in November of next year. And one thing else to keep an eye on, McGraw, and that is the idea that there is a growing disaffection among rank-and-file Republicans in the House and a growing belief that they're about to lose their majority in just under a year in next year's midterm elections. And if you see more Republicans doing Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing and just looking left, looking right and saying, you know what, forget this, there's the remote possibility that Republicans could lose the majority before the midterms. And you could see Mike Johnson be minority leader instead of Speaker of the House.
So when she goes, what's the margin now after she leaves?
There are 219 Republicans currently serving. When she leaves, there'll be 218. And then there'll be another special election to fill a current vacancy. And look, I'm not suggesting that Marjorie Taylor Greene is enough to make a Democratic majority. But if you see a couple of others do the same thing, and, look, a lot of Republicans are up in, a lot of members of Congress of both parties are up in the years. Things happen.
Yeah.
People do, they pass away of natural causes. Look, anything can happen. When you have a narrow majority, maintaining that majority is critical to everything.
Yeah.
And so I just wonder what Speaker Johnson's thinking this morning.
The other thing is, in all this, if you listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene, you strip away all of the political whatever, she sounds a lot like Bernie Sanders. She sounds like Mamdani, right? I mean, they're all saying the same kind of thing.
There is a lot to be said these days about the horseshoe nature of political ideology. How at the extremes of both sides, you sort of meet in the middle. And this question, particularly of affordability, is something that is a through line. Obviously, there are clear differences between the parties when it comes to the role of the federal government and taxation policy. But in some respects, there's a populism that runs through it all. And Marjorie Taylor Greene may, in fact, see eye to eye with Bernie Sanders in the same way that the president seems to see eye to eye in some respects with Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah, no, it was a bizarre week, and it ended on a bizarre note. There's no question about that. Stephen Portnoy, thanks for checking in. By the way, I'm picking up the pecan pie for Thursday, so if you're in the area, come on by.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, good. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, all the time with us here on the Big 550 KTRS, 641 Big 550 KTRS. All right, let's talk Gelmish & Sons. For all of your heating and cooling needs, got a little chilly over the weekend. That's Gelmish. Yep, that's who you call. Why? Well, the hedge funds and the private equity firms have come in and bought up all those family sort of run HVACs, and Gelmish & Sons said, not so fast. Our family started this in 1950. We're going to continue on. And they've continued on. And because they are still owned locally, they are still at the top of their game. It's all about customer service. Talk to any one of the technicians who work at Gelmish & Sons and ask them, why do you work there? And you know why? It's because Jeff and Jim and everybody over there get out of their way, and they let them do what's best for the customer. They don't overpromise. They don't oversell. They just fix it, and they say, call us when it breaks again. That's why Gelmish & Sons has been so successful for 75 years. 314-993-1110 or gelmishandsons.com.
With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. The professional staff gets to know all residents and their families. McKnight Place Assisted Living has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets it apart from many other senior communities. That starts with the residents and extends to their loved ones. 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Schrader Funeral Homes and Crematory, St. Louis's oldest family-owned funeral home, offering complete funeral, burial, and cremation services, including an on-site reception center and crematory. 150 years of serving St. Louis families. Visit them at schrader.com.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
I've got some very important news from our friends at Dalco. They're locally owned and family operated and have been installing the very best windows and doors in town for the past 50 years. Well, that great offer they had on windows at Dalco has now been extended through the end of the month. You can still earn a $600 tax credit on new windows, plus Dalco has upped the ante to an additional $260 credit per window for up to 10 of their Elite Series windows with 0% financing for 18 months. That's up to $3,200 in credits. The Energy Star tax credit offer is ending forever and will not return. You've got to act fast. This incredible offer ends on November 30th. Call today at 314-298-7300 to get up to $3,200 in credits for up to 10 new energy-efficient windows. 314-298-7300 or online at DalcoHomeRemodeling.com. If you buy somewhere else and find out how much you could have saved with Dalco, you'll blow your stack. See store for details.
Let's talk about legacy. Yuengling, 196 years of brewing. Family owned for 6 generations. That's elite. That's first ballot Hall of Fame status. But even the legends evolve. So meet the next generation of light beer. Flight, just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. This isn't some watered no flavor regret in the can beer. Flight is crisp, clean, and actually tastes like beer. It's time to level up, St. Louis. Flight from Yuengling.
TG Yuengling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Meep, meep.
From the Country Club Car Wash text line, I heard you last night with Dom. Well done. Very excited for you and can't wait to listen. Yeah, I was on last Tuesday. I'm going to be on again this Tuesday, and then I take over December 1st on Monday. So working 8 to 11 and then 6 to 10 in the mornings. It'll be like Carl. Carl works in the mornings and the evenings. And you're working Guns and Hoses.
I will be there starting at 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon.
One of the most fun nights of the year, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And Steve Holly from Guns N' Hoses is going to be along later on in the show. We'll check in with him. Right now, though, Captain Paul Kopsky, whose aunt and uncle apparently love Piccadilly at Manhattan in the St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center.
McGraw, we have a crash on 255 South past Illinois Route 15. There's an accident on 70 West, just west of Warrenton. And there's a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m., so watch out for that on the roads, especially around area bridges. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornett for the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's talk about outdoor living. Outdoor living is your place to build your deck. Now, no one's going to be hanging out on the deck. It's going to get cold and rainy. And no. In the springtime, you're going to enjoy that nice deck. But you got to start the process now. Now's the time to start talking about it with outdoor living. They'll come out, they'll do a site visit. You got to pull the permits, and then, of course, you got to get in the queue. And then once they're building the deck, you're going to end up, when it's all said and done next spring, you're going to be enjoying a nice little cocktail, beautiful, nice spring weather. The birds are going to be chirping. You're going to be cooking out on that deck, and you're going to be like, good thing I listened to McGraw. So here's what you do. Outdoor Living, Big Ben and I-44 in Kirkwood, 314-966-3325 or outdoorlivinginc.com. That's the website. Go. See for yourself. Check out the showroom. You can all see the different types of styles, designs, colors. Outdoor Living has a 50-year warranty on their deck. They'll use metal framing. They'll wrap it in composite decking, and you are all said and done. Will have a deck that your neighbors will be envious of. Outdoor Living or outdoorlivinginc.com.
This holiday season, STL Authentics is your go-to source for exclusive blues gear. Surprise the fan in your life with a new jersey. We've got the best selection of player sweaters in stock and ready to ship. Or give them the gift of choice with an STL Authentics gift card. They'll love shopping premium brands like Lululemon, Tommy Bahama, and 47 brand. Plus local favorites including Series 6 and the Normal brand. Get your holiday shopping done now at the Team Store and Enterprise Center or online at STLAuthentics.com.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for Bishop's Post. It's that time of year again, so make sure to get your reservations at Bishop's Post for Christmas and New Year's Eve. They're filling up for holiday parties too, so get those reservations. Bishop's Post, located in Chesterfield at bishopspost.com.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
I'm Farmer Dave, and here's my good friend and owner of MasterCars Inc., Alex Rosenberger, with today's hot MasterCars Inc. deals.
Hey, thanks, Farmer Dave. It's been very busy. In the last few weeks, the listeners have been calling, and I've been showing up. I bought several Corvettes, Vipers, Mopars, and even an entire collection directly out of listeners' garages. I'm still looking for more, too. If you have an interesting vehicle to sell, call us or hop on our site today. We'll come right to your house if need be. We're busy selling, too. Black Friday specials are already in full effect with financing rates as low as 3.99 up to 66 months on 2019 or newer models for those who qualify. Time to buy and sell right now.
So rev that motor and point your car in the direction of MasterCars, Inc. and buy or sell today. 4100 Namioki Road in Granite City, or visit MasterCarsInc.com to get more details. That's MasterCarsInc.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Hey everybody, it's Josh. On Wednesday, November 26th, the Heidi Glau Show will be live at Flanagan Paint and Supply in Ellisville, 3 to 6 p.m., celebrating the upcoming Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Giveaways, fun atmosphere, and a great way for listeners to stop in and say hello. With the experts in paints, stains, window coverings, and custom home products on staff, take advantage of the holiday weekend sale. There will be a buy one, get one free special for shoppers on Wednesday while we're there, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
McGraw Millhaven on KTRS.
$6:52 here, Big 550 KTRS from the Country Club Car Wash text line. What was the Steve Savard thing all about? I don't know. He fills in when someone's on vacation.
There's a thing?
I didn't know there was a thing.
Oh.
I didn't know there was a Steve Savard thing.
What's the context of this?
No idea.
Steve
Just
Savard
little feather falls out of the sky.
Well, last time I knew he was on is when Jill was out.
Oh, okay.
When she had family issues.
All right. 6:53 here, Big 550 KTRS. This story just, I know we don't know these people, but we know these people. And when things happen to celebrities or people, right, this sort of, I don't know. I don't, I feel bad for them, but it's not like I'm taken to my sick bed. But in this case, it's unbelievable. Carolyn Kennedy's daughter, 35-year-old daughter, Carolyn Kennedy, the daughter of John F. Kennedy, the president, who was right. Her had 2 children, and Carolyn Kennedy's daughter.
So JFK's granddaughter.
JFK's granddaughter. Thank you. Revealed over the weekend that she's battling terminal cancer, and she's been diagnosed with terminal cancer, a rare form of leukemia, I guess. And so she's been in the hospital and tried all the treatments and made this announcement over the weekend that she's announced that she has terminal cancer. Carolyn Kennedy, man, think about the tragedy this woman has went through. She lost her dad was murdered when she was 6. Then her uncle, Bobby Kennedy, comes in to be the surrogate dad. He's murdered 5 years later on television. So the father's killed on television. Then her surrogate father / uncle's killed on television. Then her brother, who's the only other person in the world who can have any connection to my world, dies in a plane crash when he's 35. And now my cousin, the family's turned away from my cousin, right? RFK Jr. is their cousin. And now my daughter, who's 35 years old, just announced she's got terminal cancer. Man, that is a brutal, brutal, brutal set of circumstances for one person to handle. So look, I don't know the woman. She seems very nice. No one deserves that type of pain, but just, send a little prayer her way. I know we don't know her, but she's a very private person in and of her own right. She doesn't do a lot of public speaking. She's sort of in the shadows, but what a horrible, horrible story that a 35-year-old girl in the prime of her life, after giving birth to her daughter, felt as healthy as an ox, gets called into the doctor's office and says, your white blood cell is up. Let's take a look. And then next thing you know, she's doing blood transfusions, trying to solve some rare form of leukemia. So I know it's just a story that broke over the weekend, but I just couldn't stop thinking about this poor woman. Right? She loses her dad, she loses her uncle, she loses her brother, she loses her mom. Everyone loses their mom, and it happens. But it's just, man, what a terrible story. 6:56 here, Big 550 KTRS. On a lighter note, we can lighten things up a little bit. Well, I don't want to.
Make us happy?
No.
Change the tone of this conversation?
No.
He wants more time in 10 minutes from now.
I want to know. I want to know seriously, in all seriousness, what are we supposed to do with all these pennies we have?
Are they no longer no good?
Well,
can I not take them to?
I don't know if they're any. They've stopped printing them.
Yes.
Okay. So over time, at some point, there's already a run on pennies. And the other day, something was a rare occasion that I paid for cash, and it was like $14.03. And I was like, dude, come on, man. You want to make me give you 3 cents? I don't have 3 cents. You want me to break another $1 to then make all this change? And I said to him, do you have like a leave a penny, take a penny? No, corporate rules say we're not allowed to. I was like, really? That's real? The corporate rules are down to that now? Okay, fine. So he was like, I think I have 2. So the guy covered me on the 2 or 3 pennies. But it's utterly useless, beyond useless.
My bank said, I was at my bank on Friday, and they said, we have lots of pennies. I don't know why everyone's freaking out.
Well, they have lots of pennies because no one. Can you bring them to your bank?
Yeah.
And they'll exchange them for real money?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is real money.
Well, I know, but
it's just a penny.
If I had a business where it was your bill was $14.73, I would raise it up to the nearest nickel. I'd be like, sorry.
But it's still an accepted currency in this country.
It is
right?
an accepted currency. You are
Meaning,
correct. It isn't like the Buffalo nickel, which that still might be legal. I don't know. It isn't like the Sacagawea dollar, which apparently is still legal, or the Susan B. Anthony.
All of those, can't you? Those are all still currencies, right? They're just not in circulate. They're just not being made anymore.
Somebody gave you a Susan B. Anthony bill,
dollar
coin.
Yeah, why would you not be able like a $2 bill? Do you have a $2?
I do have a $2 bill
behind your license, your ID.
No, I do not have No, oddly enough, during COVID, somebody gave me 3 $2 bills as like a good luck charm, and I can't spend them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. Now I'm hoarding.
Hoarding $2 bills.
I don't want pennies, but I'm hoarding $2 bills. Go figure. 6:58 here, Big 550 KTRS. Here's Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, the latest is a crash on 270 South Pass Ladue Road, blocking the 2 left lanes with the stop and go back up to Olive. And this traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Heavy, dense fog this morning. When that burns off, it is going to rain. Steady, light rain all day long. High today of 54 degrees. More rain overnight. Right now, it is 48 degrees. 7 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 106.1, K291CW St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.
Talks between the U.S. and Ukraine are continuing today in Geneva, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying progress has been made on ending the war with Russia quickly. ABC Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell is in Poland with the latest.
The high-stakes meeting hastily organized after President Trump pressured Ukraine to accept a 28-point peace plan that would have handed over even more Ukrainian land to Russia and slashed its military. Trump initially demanding a response before Thanksgiving, but that deadline appears to be pushed back after U.S. negotiators hailed great progress in narrowing differences with the Ukrainians.
The plan on the table required Ukraine to cede land, cut the size of its military, and agree never to join NATO. The administration adding Venezuela's president and his government to its lists of terrorist organizations, and the FAA issues a warning to pilots about flying in Venezuelan airspace. For those going other places, the holiday travel season's officially arrived. ABC's Gio Benitez is at Newark Liberty Airport.
Record-breaking Thanksgiving travel rush well underway. Nearly 82 million people expected to hit the roads and skies. Airports from coast to coast already packed, set to only get busier this week. The skies will be so busy that the FAA is already preparing to use limited military airspace if needed to support the most efficient flow of traffic across the East Coast and the Gulf.
One thing to keep in mind out there, a variant of the flu virus is spreading and may make the flu shot a little less effective this year.
It's called subclade K, and its spread in Asia has health officials in Japan declaring an epidemic. Flu shots are easy to find in pharmacies and doctors' offices in the U.S., but mutations in the virus could make the vaccine less effective. Still, everyone over 6 months of age is being encouraged to get one.
ABC's Jim Ryan. Word this morning that Jimmy Cliff has died. That on his Instagram. The reggae pioneer was 81. You're listening to ABC News.
You might know Graybar for cable and connectivity, but there's one more thing you should know us for that can help optimize your project's total value, like our comprehensive electronic solutions for security, AV, wireless, and networking, or our specialized job site services, like material staging and kitting, or maybe our logistics specialist, who can help you identify efficiencies and ensure just-in-time delivery. So, consider what one more thing you may need to optimize your bottom line and get to know us for that. Yep, Graybar does that.
For the past 45 years, Candici's has been offering gourmet Italian cuisine at an exceptional value, and it continues today with Candici's Catering and Express, now offering catering 7 days a week for lunch or dinner. Same great name, same great food, and now we bring it to you. Holiday parties, office parties, family gatherings, small or large. Let us serve you. Go to Candicis.net to learn more, and we will take care of the rest. That's Candicis.net. Candici's Catering and Express.
Hey, the number 2 crew reporting for duty.
Number 2 crew. Let's get in that yard and clean up that doggy doo.
The number 2 crew will visit your yard once a week in the St. Louis area, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of them as your yard's best friend.
We are the number 2 crew. We do poo, you do you.
Customers can sign up through their website and utilize their customer portal for any sort of changes or updates. The number2crew.com or 314-717-8880.
We pick up what your dog left behind.
The number2crew.com.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
45 degrees at 7:03. Here's what's happening now. A suspect is being sought after a woman was seriously injured in a hit and run in North County. Police say this happened early yesterday morning along I-70 near Jennings Station Road. Anyone with any information should call St. Louis County Police. Dozens of residents are displaced after a fire at a Richmond Heights apartment complex. Firefighters were called to a fire yesterday afternoon at one of the units in the Arrive Brentwood complex. Fire officials say the sprinkler system was activated in the building. This, along with smoke, caused damage to 30 units in the complex. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. St. Louis Lambert International Airport is preparing for one of the busiest weeks of the year. TSA expects nearly 220,000 passengers will depart from Lambert during the Thanksgiving travel period. That's an increase of almost 8% compared to last year. The airport is reminding travelers to check with their airlines for the latest updates and check parking availability in advance. The O'Fallon, Missouri Police Department is about to do something no other department in the state has done. The story from KTRS's Sobe Bay.
Law enforcement in O'Fallon, Missouri is the first in the state to adopt a drone program that assists officers responding to high-priority 911 calls. O'Fallon will strategically place 6 drones, and when needed, the drone can fly 3.5 miles in under 90 seconds to assist officers. O'Fallon joins 100 other departments around the country already using this technology. The cost is $1.7 million, and construction begins in a couple of weeks at the O'Fallon Justice Center. The drone should be up and flying by March. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
Centene has listed the site of its former Clayton headquarters for sale. No listing price has been given for the site along the 7500 block of Forsyth and the 100 block of Carondelet. A company spokesperson called the move a routine portfolio management decision. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist. So place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 45 degrees. Time now is 7:05. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
All right, Rose, coming up this hour, what do we got? We got Stephen Roberts. Talk all the politics about this one. But if anybody watched that news conference Friday with Mom Donnie, the new mayor of New York, and President Trump, it was a bromance. It was a love fest. The New York Post headline had it right. I love my Mondi. I llove my mommy.
Oh.
I love my mommy. It was bizarre. Mayor-elect Mondami, did you call President Trump a fascist during the campaign? Trump, yeah, go ahead, say it. It's just easier to say it. Yeah, I called him a fascist, and I think we can work together. President Trump, if you said that this man is a deranged lunatic, I called him a deranged lunatic, and hey, he wants to build, he wants to lower costs of housing, and I'm all for affordability. And there's a new word out there. It's called groceries. I don't know if you people know about this, but there's groceries, and the price of groceries. It's all about groceries. It's an old word. It's being brought up again. Groceries. You listen to this. You're like rubbing your eyes. You're like, am I watching this correctly? That this guy Mondani, who was just vilified, he was a human pinata for 6 months for all the right-wing talk show hosts and media outlets, and this is the end of the world as we know it. And if this guy gets in, all the rich are leaving New York. It is the end. Now he's buddy-buddy with Trump in the Oval Office? That makes zero. What? And then Marjorie Taylor Greene leaves? What? So Mondani's in, Marjorie Taylor Greene is out? Man, if you miss an episode of this reality show, you are lost. Wait a minute, I thought she was in. No, she's out. Right. Wait, I thought he was out. No, now he's in. You miss one episode, man. You don't know what's going on. Steve Roberts is going to join us with all of this. Randy Carricker is going to check in. Tough loss by the Tigers over the weekend. How'd the Blues won, right? They won Saturday.
They were up 2-0, and everyone in the world was like, "Oh no!" And then it was 2-1, and then the game ended.
So they end up winning. That's good. Did. That's good.
They're in the Madison Square Garden tonight.
They're at the Garden. To take on the Rangers. Joan Van Dross is going to be joining us. Who in the world is Joan Van Dross? She is going to be running against Ann Wagner for the 2nd Congressional District. Check in with her. Guns N' Hoses is Wednesday night, the most fun night on the calendar. Steve Holly from Guns N' Hoses is going to be along. That Guns N' Hoses, man, that thing is a party. It's not for the weak at heart either. You got to know. It is just fun, and it's a great St. Louis tradition, and they raise a whole lot of money for the Backstoppers, and we hope they never use 1 cent of it. We hope they raise a whole lot of money, and Guns N' Hoses is a fun event. We'll check in with Steve Holly. Some tickets, limited tickets, still available, so we'll do that throughout the show, and then we'll take phone calls. Tyson Foods has announced that they are closing a beef production plant in Nebraska, in Lexington, Nebraska, USA. The meat-producing giant announced plans on Friday that it will also lower its beef production in Amarillo, Texas, by the time you get to Amarillo by morning. To meet the demand, it plans to increase volumes in other beef facilities. The company said it expects to lose $600 million in revenue this year, and they're planning, this decision is expected to affect 5,000 workers in these 2 locations. Why? Beef prices are through the roof. Why aren't they making a lot of money? Well, they're not making a lot of money because of many of the tariffs that are on the beef producers. Also, their drought, the rebuilding of the herds, and that's what the experts will tell you, that it costs more to feed them, and there was such a high price, everybody sold off their cattle. So you sell off the cattle, you don't have cattle to sort of rebuild your stock, your what am I trying to say? Your herd? Thank you. So there you go. So Tyson reported beef prices jumped 17% as volume fell 8%. So yeah, you might be spending more for a beef, but there's less beef around. So it's more of a supply and demand thing.
I thought Tyson was chicken. Just chicken.
Tyson
I didn't realize
is
they did
also
all.
chicken. Yes.
I thought they were just all chicken.
Tyson 2 years ago announced that they closed 4 chicken processing plants. So, according to the CEO, told in the latest earnings call, cattle supplies are at record lows due to drought, potential herd rebuilding, and the impact of the New World screwworm in Mexico. Yeah, these factors are creating market headwinds during the quarter. So, if you expect beef and cattle prices to come down anytime soon, I wouldn't hold your breath. But that's devastating to Lexington, Nebraska. 3,200 people fired, let go at the Tyson beef plant in Lexington, Missouri. That is not good news for Lexington, Nebraska, the Midwest, and for beef-loving Americans everywhere. 7:12 here at Big 550 KTRS. We'll check traffic and weather here in just a second. There you go. Can you please tell us about Bill Cleveland being on your new show? Well, how did that word get out? I guess Bill Cleveland's already telling people. Yeah, Bill Cleveland's going to be on the nighttime show.
And who is that?
Who is Bill Cleveland?
Used to be on the station every day.
You would love Bill Cleveland. I'm surprised in your radio sort of journey you haven't run across Bill Cleveland. Bill Cleveland reminded me of this, and I had forgotten this. I had met Bill Cleveland in the early 2000s when I was working at the old folk station, and he was hanging around Kearney because he was this like high school kid who wanted to get into radio, and he just was sort of hanging around. And then worked for a couple of FM stations here in town or something.
He's a sales guy.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. And then he was on Frank's show for years and years and years. He did like the joke segment every day.
They played the Johnny Carson theme, and then he would do stand-up.
He would do like 3 or 4, 5 jokes, and then he decided to become a travel person, if you will. Once the advent of the internet, he travels around the country, and he contracts with tourism boards around the country.
Like a Rick Steves kind of thing?
Exactly like Rick Steves. Exactly,
okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
And so he goes and he highlights certain parts of the country or towns or whatever, and then he writes a blog and does a video on it. And when he was on Frank Opinion Show, I loved him. And so one of the first things I did is when I got the nighttime show, I called him up and I said, "Would you be interested?" And he said, "I'd love to." And so, I'm going to make. I said, my goal is to make you Rick Steves, the new generation Rick. And Bill Cleveland, he has such a natural curiosity and such a natural gift for radio. And so every Thursday we're going to do On the Road with Bill Cleveland.
Gosh, he's like one of the first influencers then, right?
Well, first of all, he hates that phrase.
I bet, because he gets it a lot, because that's essentially what he is.
Right. There are so many people who are have a camera and hold it up in front of the Statue of Liberty, and the French gave us this statue. Hey, I'm an influencer.
And I would never I would never call someone like that an influencer. You just say it's got to be odd that you actually were one of the first, right? Because I totally respect the fact that you would not want to be known as an influencer.
Right. Yeah.
Even though,
as a matter of fact, influencers don't want to be known as influencers because it's got such a negative connotation now.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but no, he's great at what he does. We're thrilled that he agreed to do it, and so every Thursday on the show, he's going to join us. And, where in the world is Bill Cleveland? And he's going to, Minot, North Dakota, to tell us about the world's largest ball of twine.
Very good.
And I love it. So that's going to be big. I don't know how you found out. I don't know if I had a call with him last week to sort of finalize everything and sort of figure out what it is we're doing. But I don't know if he's mentioning it. I'm glad he is. I wanted him to.
I thought you would have had him sign an NDA. This is some serious stuff. Do not.
Never tell anybody.
Don't talk about this.
No. I knew this. I knew that you guys knew it. I mean, how long did I hold on to this secret for? 2 months? 2 months, maybe?
Months.
Yeah. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Well, no, I would wish it on my worst enemy. Who am I kidding?
That's an interesting concept. What exactly would you wish on your worst enemy?
7:15 here, Big 550 KTRS. That's Tuesday on Maury. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Good morning.
Good morning, McGraw. 70 West is closed past Route 47 in Warrenton due to an accident, causing a backup to Wright City. There's a crash on 270 South past Ladue Road. It's blocking the two left lanes with traffic backed up to Olive. Estimated clearance time is 7:40. And a crash on 270 South at I-70 has been moved to the shoulder. This traffic report is brought to you by Neighbors Credit Union. Give the gift of savings with a Neighbors Credit Union Smart Savings Account. When you open a new Smart account from Black Friday to Cyber Monday with a minimum $50 initial deposit, Neighbors Credit Union will add a $50 deposit. Visit neighborscu.org for complete details. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk weather. Here's Kristen Cornett.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. woodsbasementsystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornett for the Big 550 KTRS.
Now let's talk about retirement, because retirement being what it is, you want to make sure you do it correctly. And there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. You need to talk with somebody who will be comprehensive in your retirement, not just one person who does your investing, somebody else does your taxes. No. Why? Because one has to know what the other hand is doing. If you don't know what your taxes look like, you can't invest. If you don't know what your investing looks like, you can't do taxes. And you're going to rip the wires out of your retirement, and you're going to spend an insane amount of money on taxes when you don't need to. That's why you sit down with Kevin Lloyd and have a true financial plan. There are strategies and ways to grow your Social Security. There are strategies to lower or even, in fact, eliminate taxes on your Social Security. But you need somebody who's driving the bus. You need someone who's on the stick, if you will. And that's Kevin Lloyd and his advisors over there. Do yourself a favor. If you are retired, or you're planning on retiring, or if you are retired, 314-641-1010, 314-641-1010, or the website whenretirementhappens.com.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top-quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
St. Louis Auto Show returns January 22nd through the 25th at the America's Center. Bring the whole family and explore hundreds of new vehicles from the world's biggest automotive brands. Then, get up close and personal with the coolest, most expensive rides ever created at the $1 Million Mile. There's even something for the kids with our Mid-America Chevy dealers, Sponsored Kids Zone. Get your tickets today at stlautoshow.com. Kids 12 and under get in free. That's stlautoshow.com.
How would you like your vehicle serviced at your own home or office? Our new Mobile Service Plus, available exclusively from St. Paul Cadillac, can do just that. Hi, this is Joe Clemens. Simply give us a call or go to our website and get a unit dispatched right to your doorstep. This is a game changer for customer service, and we are so happy to offer it to you. Everything from oil changes, belts, new tires, tire rotation, recalls, key fobs, brake pads and rotors, EV charge, battery replacement, air conditioning service, and so much more. St. Paul's Mobile Service Plus will come to you. Call our mobile dispatch at 636-931-0055. That's 636-931-0055. Or go to our website at stpaulcadillac.com and set up an appointment. It's that simple. Get door-to-door service with St. Paul's new Mobile Service Plus. Nothing could be easier. Set up your appointment today. That's Mobile Service Plus, exclusively from St. Paul Cadillac at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit.
Diana from Newsteaders Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
McGraw, live in the morning on KTRS.
723 here, Big 550, KTRS. All right, let's, since we have some access to some information from Carl, our intern. Carl, the intern, not our intern. Carl, the intern middleman, is our producer of the show, and he's 50-something years old. He just keeps the moniker Carl, the intern.
Because people remember it.
There you go. All right, so people know you as also you have a second job at night, and that you are in charge of all the blues games and all the sound coming out of the blues games.
Yeah.
Also, every show at the Enterprise Center, you are normally the person there.
Yes,
Okay.
I do the ribbon boards.
The ribbon boards. Okay.
I turn the lights on and off because they show ads for other shows that are coming up.
Certainly understandable. Okay, so Sexy Red and Friends was a concert Saturday night at the Enterprise Center. You weren't there.
I was not.
Because you were not contracted to be there for whatever reason. But apparently there was a bit of a controversy surrounding the end of this Sexy Red and Friends concert, which is going to be news. First of all, for those of us who are too hip for the room and too cool, can you explain to me what you commoners like about who was Sexy Red and Friends?
Sexy Red is a rapper from St. Louis. She's from St. Louis.
Oh, where'd you go to high school?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with it. I know that when one of the urban stations had her show up at a McDonald's,
right,
they had to close off the entire block.
Oh, like 104.1 when she was on 104.1?
Yes,
Okay.
it was 104.1.
Okay, all right. Okay, so she's a rapper from St. Louis.
When she started out, she was pregnant. And so, like, she was dancing and twerking all this while she was 8 months pregnant.
Okay.
And so that...
Whatever you're
she
into.
was the St. Louis's sexiest hood rat.
Okay.
That was the name of her album.
That was the name of her album. Okay,
Yes.
that's what she called herself.
She's
okay.
Her first song was called Ski Yee.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
But
I got it.
she's done songs with like Bruno Mars, and she's
Okay, so she's
mainstream.
relatively mainstream. Okay.
TikTok.
So Saturday night concert. Well, what's the controversy?
Well, the controversy was that there was a fight after the show was over. What happened? She ended the show early. She was supposed to do like another song or two, like she was supposed to do her biggest hit, and she said, "All right, Merry Christmas, good night," and it just ended. Now, but there was also like 7 acts there. Like Glorilla is probably the biggest act besides her, but there were other acts at the show, and it was a. Let's just say that when I went to Pentatonics last night, you could still smell that there were people there from the night before.
There were a number of people who were treating their glaucoma.
Yes.
Okay. At the concert venue Saturday night. You also told me that the audience was a large number of West County fans.
Yes. Waiting for their moms to pick them up.
Lily White West County fans who you wouldn't normally think would attend a Sexy Red Hood Rat concert.
No.
But yet drawing a lot of interest from a wide political spectrum.
When Billboard started their TikTok top 10, Sexy Red was the first #1 artist on there.
All
So
right.
she's huge on TikTok.
The pride of Normandy High School.
Oh, okay, good.
She went to Normandy? All right.
good.
So then somebody at the end of the show thought it would be funny to play a sound effect over their Bluetooth speaker, which freaked everybody out. It was the sound effect. Now, this is what I've been told by people that were there. Sound effect that sounded like gunshots.
So somebody plays what sounds like gunshots from a Bluetooth speaker, and then I would think the crowd goes crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to leave. And then there was a fight outside of one of the bars. But this was all after the show was over.
Right.
So Sexy Red had nothing to do with anything that was going on.
Yeah. But it was sort of all the ancillary stuff.
And also, the reason I wasn't contracted for it, because they did 2/3 of their sales, from what I was told, that day.
Walk up.
They had
So
between 12
the
and
advanced sales weren't all that good. Therefore, they weren't going to need you.
Right.
They didn't contract you.
They thought that show actually might cancel.
Day of the event, all of a sudden they get huge walk-up sales. That's why you weren't there.
Correct.
Gotcha. And Pentatonics is a sort of a Christmas a cappella group?
Well, they were an a cappella group, but they did a Christmas show, and that show was sold out last night, too.
Gotcha. Okay, so, all right. Any gunshots in the any sound effect gunshots in the Pentatonics?
They could have done it beatboxing. Because they're a cappella.
All right, so good to know. So that's, if you hear about the controversy. Was Shabuzi there?
No.
All right. What?
Nothing.
He would
It
sell out
sounds
his own
normal
show.
coming off your mouth.
Shabuzi?
Yeah.
I'm hip.
I know.
I'm hip.
You know who
I know.
Shabuzi is?
I got Shabuzi.
Tipsy.
Tipsy. Jaquan.
Yes, Jaquan Tipsy.
St. Louis's finest. Yeah, we're keeping it local. You got to know about your local acts here, McGraw. It's important so you can spread it in the national world.
From the Country Club Car Wash text line. Thanks for the update, brother. I thought that's where I heard it. Bill, I wasn't sure. Thanks, McGraw. I always enjoyed him when he was on Frank Opinion. He's Carl. He works in the mailroom.
Phineas and Ferb, baby. Love Phineas.
Lily White. Wow. Was that offensive? West County? That a lot of I don't know. I've always found it interesting that rap music has a large contingent of even that gangster rap kind of has a lot. You wouldn't necessarily expect a large contingent
rebellious teens, if you will,
of white teens who like it. It just wouldn't necessarily, maybe that's racist of me to sort of point out, but I can't help but notice that
breaches the divide.
The black rap artists, whether you call it gangster rap or regular rap or Christian rap or whatever kind of rap you want to label it, gets a large contingent of white teens who go.
Yeah, it's a culture. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I grew up in North County, and I'm all into it.
I'm
not into
there.
I'm not into the new, but like maybe a part of it too is because I grew up with classic rock all the time. That it was like kind of I'm going to go
like so
completely
many
the
white
other
people
direction.
love Straight Outta Compton, which is black kids singing about the black inner city experience.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily think that would resonate with rich white West County kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's racist, okay, sorry.
It's not. It has nothing to do with race. It's a culture. It's not. It has nothing to do with race.
I'm just pointing out.
There were black people, white people, Mexican. There were a lot of people from diverse backgrounds at that show.
Yeah. And all right, let's talk Ryan Raphael, Medicare. Actually, let's do this. Hold off on Ryan Raphael. Let's check in with Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Good morning, Captain Paul.
McGraw, it looks like 70 West is open again past Highway 47 in Warrenton after being closed due to an accident involving a wrong-way driver, but traffic is still slow in that area. There's a crash on 270 south past Ladue Road in the construction zone. It's blocking the two left lanes with the stop and go back up to Page. Estimated clearance time is 7:40. And we have a crash on 270 south at I-70, which has been moved to the shoulder. This traffic report is brought to you by Lion's Choice, not just for roast beef. They've got roasted turkey, hickory ham, and more. Try specialty sandwiches like the El Cubano, the Southwest Cheddar Melt, and the Cluckin' Hot Chicken Tender Sandwich. Stop by today. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Ryan Raphael is the Medicare man, and the question is this: why aren't you calling Ryan Raphael? You're in your open enrollment. You have through December 7th to make sure you've got the right health insurance going forward. Why not call Ryan Raphael? You hear all these other people. You have Medicare, you got A, you got B, you got C. D is the biggest, we know. Ryan Raphael will help you out. So call him. Doesn't cost you anything extra. All the prices are included in the plan, so it's just going to get right to the point. Great information. Saw the nanny over the weekend. She sings the praises of Ryan Raphael. He is nanny approved. So for all of your Medicare needs, as you approach 65, and now if you're on it, you're in this open enrollment period where you can check to see if you're on the right plan. Call Ryan. Have him check it out. MedicareManSTL.com. 7:33, back to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
Israel has struck Lebanon's capital for the first time since June, saying it killed Hezbollah's chief of staff and warning the Iran-backed militant group not to rearm and rebuild. Sunday's strike in Beirut was launched almost a year after a ceasefire ended the latest Israel-Hezbollah war. The Group of 20 summit in South Africa has ended with the glaring absence of the United States, the next country to lead the bloc. The Trump administration boycotted the 2 days of talks involving leaders of the world's richest and top developing economies. In local headlines, the Afton Ice Rink is honoring the legacy of a CBC hockey player who was killed by a stray bullet last year. The rink opened the 72 Lounge of the weekend in honor of 16-year-old Colin Brown. 72 was the number the teen wore on his jersey. Official weigh-ins for the 38th annual Budweiser Guns N' Hoses will happen later today. 26 male and female police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel will duke it out for the Thanksgiving Eve St. Louis tradition. Currently 46 degrees. Time now is 7:34. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Don't miss Macy's best deals of the year. Hurry in and shop epic Black Friday deals on this season's best gifts before they're gone. Like men's and women's boots for just $19.99. Coats for the whole family, 60% off. Levi's jeans and denim, 40% off. Plus, 50% off top beauty gifts from Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, and more. Don't wait. Black Friday is here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
Sometimes it seems all lawmakers do is tax and spend. That's why Missouri voters passed the Hancock Amendment in 1980 to place a limit on what the government can do with your money. But the Hancock Amendment is outdated. It hasn't provided a taxpayer refund since 1999 and probably won't without reform. That's why Missouri needs a taxpayer Bill of Rights. Colorado has one, and taxpayers there have received more than $8 billion in refunds. It's simple. There should be limits on government spending and refunds when there's a surplus in the state budget. A taxpayer Bill of Rights constitutional amendment would help limit the growth of government. Missouri's budget has nearly doubled in the past 5 years, yet the state lags far behind states like Colorado in economic growth. The Hancock Amendment was supposed to protect taxpayers. Now it's time for an update and a taxpayer Bill of Rights. After all, it's your money. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Andy from Hats and Stuff. My retirement sale continues, and that means deep discounts on Blues, Cardinals, City SC, Mizzou, and it's going fast.
Almost everything is a fraction of the original price, so get your holiday shopping done as I relive 30 years of a fantastic run with Hats and Stuff.
Located in Westport Plaza, across from the Drunken Fish and the Kobe Steakhouse, and the Soulard Farmers Market on Saturdays. Hats and Stuff. Good stuff at really great prices.
It's time to start pulling the sweaters and pullovers out of the closet. But wait, the Blues have rebranded and we've got something new for you to add to your winter wardrobe. On December 9th, when the Blues face off against the Bruins at Enterprise Center, the first 10,000 fans will score a cozy quilted quarter zip thanks to Pepsi Zero Sugar. This great pullover features a stitched blue note on the front and the new STL mark on the back, so you can rep your team and your city all winter long. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/tickets.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
Live from Studio 550, this is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
7:39 here, Big 550 KTRS. All right, listen to this little ditty of a story, if I can find this thing again. By the way, Wicked for Good was real good over the weekend. $150 million domestically for the opening weekend. That's a new record for a Broadway adaptation, breaking last year's Wicked for $112 million. Second largest opening of the year behind a Minecraft movie, believe it or not, but ahead of Lilo and Stitch's remake of 146. The movie's PG rated, which remains the most lucrative ratings for film these days because kids go see the movies.
Those two other films, as you mentioned, PG.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. It is being raved about. Everybody loves it. But Ariana Grande, I'm reading a lot of things like she looks emaciated in this movie, and that
she does.
There are people worried that this is going to be a thing for young girls. They all want to look like Ariana Grande, and they're all going to stop eating.
The costumes hide a lot of that, though.
Yeah.
Can you, if they cast you in a movie like that, and you if the director thinks you're not.
Oh, that's all negotiated.
Do you know what right though?
That's all negotiated.
You're not fit the part, and I'm not saying that's the case here, but if it was, where it's now you've lost so much weight, or
that's all negotiated. Okay. That is when Jason Alexander tells a story. He had to weigh a certain amount during Seinfeld. He had
maintain. Yeah.
He had to weigh X amount between this and this. That's part of the deal. You. That's what you sign up for. You got to be this, you got to be that, you got to do whatever. Yeah, no, that's all negotiated. So listen to this. This is a good one. Twitter announced over the weekend that they were going to start showing the country and region of origin of the tweet. So if I say I'm in Bangladesh, but I'm in St. Louis, the tweet will say St. Louis, right? I could say I'm from Bangladesh, but I'm really from St. Louis, and so the tweet will give you the county or the country or the region.
Wait, so that's going to mess up a lot of people, these influencers who pretend that they're...
Interesting you mentioned that. Screenshots across the platform with users allegedly had uncovered the origin of several prominent MAGA accounts which had claimed to be based in the U.S. are based out of Africa, Macedonia, and South Asia. On Friday morning, posts claiming to show that the Department of Homeland Security account was based in Tel Aviv went viral before the feature disappeared from X. So, yeah, a lot of people who were claiming to be Americans were all over the place. So people got exposed for being the frauds that they were. Obviously, I think this Department of Homeland Security account was a fake account.
They released a tweet this morning that said, obviously, this was not real.
Right. So people are reading the Department of Homeland Security fake account, thinking it's a real account, and it was based somewhere out into the, not in the United States and not the Department of Homeland Security, which is clearly dangerous, right? If you're following an account that says Department of Homeland Security and you think it's real, and they say there's nothing to look at here when there's a tornado barreling down or there's a terrorist attack somewhere, that's dangerous to your citizens, to your people, to your customers. I don't know why they don't crack down on this, but they don't want to crack down on this stuff. So go figure. I don't know. Very bizarre. And then finally.
Well, you have another hour and a half of your show.
Well, you know what I meant. And finally, this is an ode to Zach Binding. I watched parts of La La Land last night. What a great movie!
The opening is just awe-inspiring.
What a great movie, and there should be an investigation to find out why that movie did not win Best Picture. And Moonlight won. That is just criminal.
It's a good movie, too.
It's a fine movie. It's a fine movie. Who is running out to go see Moonlight, right? La La Land is such a great, and I know it's impossible to judge art right? You like this art. You like green. I like red. Right? You like, country. I like, rock and roll, whatever, even though I like country and rock and roll. I get it. Judging art is a ridiculous exercise. But La La Land is so good. It's so fantastic. So many little nuggets. The way it all sort of tells the story and it all comes together at the end, and they tell it backwards and forwards and from this point of view and from that point of view, and what would have happened and what didn't happen and what could have happened and what should have happened and what did happen. It's such a great movie. Such a great movie. So if you're looking for a good holiday movie, La La Land is out there. 7:45 here at Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Good morning.
Good morning, McGraw. 70 West is open past Highway 47 in Warrenton after being closed due to an accident involving a wrong-way driver, but traffic is still slow in that area. A crash on 270 South past Ladue Road in a construction area has been cleared, but traffic is stop and go back to Page. And we have a crash on 270 South at I-70 with an estimated clearance time of 9:20. This traffic report is brought to you by Guns and Hoses. It's go time. Wednesday night, Guns and Hoses, the annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornett for the Big 550 KTRS.
I can't watch any movie that has singing in it instead of spoken words. It's too girly for me. What about West Side Story? Right? West Side Story is very manly. Well, and who cares if it's girly? You don't like girls? What's wrong with too girly? Anyway, 7:47 here, Big 550 KTRS. Real quick, we'll get to Stephen Roberts here. Michael's Baths. That's who you want to call. Michael's Baths. Matter of fact, here's a little nanny story for you. The nanny had to call back Michael's Baths and say, hey, a little heads up. They came back. They had forgotten or had to fix something, so they fixed it. And she said, do I owe you anything? They're like, absolutely not. No, this is part of our, we should have done it right the first time. And so, right, that's what you get when you work with a local company that does things right all these years. Michael's Baths, who you call. Call Michael's Baths, whether you want to turn the tub into a shower into a tub, or anything else. You can do it a la carte or do the whole thing. Nannies use them. My neighbors use them. Get a free shower door and $500 off a bathroom remodel. That's a pretty good deal. Either one of those as an extra incentive to call Michael's Baths. If you're a veteran, they've got all sorts of access to grants. So if you're a veteran, call them. They can help you sort of navigate that process as well. Call Michael, 636-775-0800, 636-775-0800, or michaelsbaths.com.
I'm Josh Gilbert, and I'm here with Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and author of the #1 best-selling book on the new tax law, Keep What's Yours, and my co-host of Keep What's Yours on Saturdays here on KTRS. Jeff, while every business is susceptible to fraud, isn't it fair to say that small businesses in particular need to be on high alert?
Thanks, Josh. Because small businesses have fewer resources than larger corporations, it's not uncommon for a small business to become a target of unscrupulous actors. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the new tax law and feel like you're paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and reduce your taxes.
Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
This is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
All right, let's get right to it. Stephen Roberts, ABC News political director, joins us. Stephen Roberts, I'm glad you're here because I was watching that news conference with the soon-to-be mayor of New York and President Trump, and I thought to myself, Marjorie Taylor Greene out, Mondami in, and it just shows you what a topsy-turvy political world we're in right now.
Yeah, except for one thing. You know, what links them together is that they're both masters of the modern media universe, right? I mean, there's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a 3-term backbencher from rural Georgia. She holds no positions of official power or leverage, and yet she's a media star because she has figured out that in the modern media universe, if you're edgy and outrageous and outspoken, you can attract attention. And in many ways, Mondani was exactly the same way. 34-year-old outsider, obscure state legislator, and like Trump himself, mastered how to get the camera light to stay on, how to get the media universe talking about him. So, yeah, they're very different people, except for the fact that they both are classic creatures of the modern media ecosystem.
But with Donald Trump, the center of the universe, right? I mean, he turns against one and turns towards the other one. Mondami was a pariah, and now all of a sudden being embraced by Trump in the Oval Office.
Yeah, it was really kind of bizarre. But when you think about it, I think on some psychological level, Trump sees something of himself in Mondani, the guy from Queens, from an outer borough who conquers Manhattan with brass and balls and an enormously intuitive, even brilliant understanding of how to attract media attention. And from a policy point of view, they disagree. But Trump has never been about policy. Trump is about ratings. Trump is about it's in some ways it's not at all surprising that he would recognize and respect someone like Mamdani, who has really come to power in the same way that Trump did, and for the same reasons, and with the same intuitive, even brilliant understanding of how to manipulate the media.
What was also interesting about that was how, and we've talked about this before, but never more prevalent than last week with what Marjorie Taylor Greene is now saying about the reason why she's leaving. If you listen to her, she sounds like AOC. She sounds like Bernie Sanders. She kind of sounds like Donald Trump. She kind of sounds like Mondami, right? I mean, they're all kind of saying the same popular message from across the aisle, and they're all throwing tomatoes at each other while all saying the same thing.
Well, in many ways, of course, that's true. Populism is populism. But the problem for Trump is that he's the president, right? And it's very hard to storm the castle and wave pitchforks and torches when you're actually living in the castle. And that's the problem that Trump has. In some ways, he's much more effective as an outsider. He's much more effective as a critic. He's much more effective as leading, the torch parade outside the castle. And he was brilliant at it. And he's twice won the presidency as an outsider. But when he ran for re-election as an incumbent, he lost. And now that he's an incumbent, he has got to bear the burden, as we've discussed so many times, of a struggling economy. And he can blame Biden for the problems. He can say that prices are down, but folks in St. Louis know that's not true. And, Fox News, of all people, this week had a poll in which 76% of the people said that the economy viewed the economy negatively, and they flat out blamed Trump by 2-1 over Biden. And look, Harris got 48% of the vote. 76% of the people don't like the economy. That clearly means a whole lot of Trump voters are disillusioned. But he's best when he's outside, when he's making these outlandish promises, when he actually has to run things, when he has to take responsibility for policy, when he actually has to live up to his outlandish promises. That's when he runs into trouble.
I don't know if Donald Trump is a lame duck president yet, but it's fast approaching. I don't know when that happens, but there are certainly signs there that his power is waning within the party.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and it starts with those poll numbers, but it doesn't end there. Look at evidence of what you're talking about. Led by Marjorie Taylor Greene and other dissidents, the Republicans in the House forced Trump to totally reverse course and accept the notion of releasing the Epstein files, right? In the Senate, Trump has repeatedly urged Republicans to do away with the filibuster. He knows that it's very, very likely he will lose control of the House a year from now. And so he's desperate to cram through any piece of legislation before then. But the biggest obstacle in his way is the Senate filibuster. So he's tried. This morning, the Secretary of the Treasury has an op-ed piece in the New York Times saying end the filibuster, but the Republicans in the Senate have just brushed him aside. To my mind, one of the most interesting things that's happening is in the state of Indiana, where Trump has repeatedly badgered and pressured and bullied Republicans in the state legislature to redraw their congressional boundaries. At the moment, Indiana has 7 Republicans, 2 Democrats. He wants to devour those 2 Democratic seats because he knows the only possible way he can keep control of the House next year is by changing the boundaries. Well, these Republicans, conservative, staunch Republican legislators in Indiana said no. Our constituents don't want us to do this. This is not part of traditional conservative doctrine to be tearing up these districts in the middle of a census, and we're not going to do it. And he's invited them to the White House. He sent J.D. Vance to Indiana 3 times to try to pressure them. So if you want to look for signs that people are starting to imagine a post-Trump world, they're starting to carve out identities, knowing that Trump will never be on the ballot again, and that after next year's elections, he's likely to have very little power in Washington. You're starting to see those signs,
Yeah.
but look to Indiana as a bellwether.
I got about a minute here, maybe a little bit less, but it's also interesting in that if Marjorie Taylor Greene goes, and she's alluding to the fact that the handwriting's on the wall that the Republicans are going to lose the House, you have to wonder how many others are going to say, I don't want to stick around for 2 years of having to defend Trump's last 2 years. I'd rather go sit on a beach somewhere and do something else. You got to wonder how many more Republicans might resign, which will be a self-fulfilling prophecy with that House switching to Democrats.
In fact, Punchbowl News just this morning has a story saying exactly that, and saying that there are a lot of Republicans who are starting to think about following Greene's example. But Marjorie Taylor Greene's not going to go to a beach somewhere. On the day she leaves Congress, she's going to have her own podcast, her own internet presence, and when she no longer has to fool with the messy business of actually being a member of Congress, she's going to be a media star, and that's the nature of modern media. There are talent agents lining up outside of her door, offering gigs, and you have not seen the last of MTG. In fact, you're going to see more of her.
All right, there we go.
That's the nature of modern media.
Stephen Roberts, have yourself a good Thanksgiving. Thanks for checking in. Talk to you next week.
Sure, my friend. Bye.
You got it. All right, 7:58 here, Big 550 KTRS. St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, there's a crash on 270 South at I-70. It looks like a tractor trailer is stalled at the exit, which is partially blocked but open. Estimated clearance time is 9:20. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. This holiday season, For every $100 in gift cards you purchase at the Rack House, they will throw in a $20 gift card for free. Make sure to get your reservations in today for the Rack House in Cottleville. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We've got rain in the forecast. Some dense fog this morning. It was heavy, and it was as dense as I am. Steady light rain this morning. Some more rain this afternoon. High of 54 degrees. Overnight tonight, more rain continues. About a quarter of an inch of rain tonight, overnight. Low of 50. And then tomorrow, 58 and cloudy. It is 50 right now and 8 o'clock. KTRS St. Louis.
Mizzou football.
The rushing touchdown, and Missouri extends the lead.
KTRS AM, FM 106.1, K291CW St. Louis.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The skies are expected to be so busy this Thanksgiving travel week that the FAA is already preparing to use limited military airspace if needed to support the most efficient flow of traffic across the East Coast and the Gulf. How many people will be flying?
The trade group Airlines for America says U.S. Airlines will carry an all-time high of 31 million passengers during the holiday period. United is expecting about 6.6 million of them. Officials say even after weeks of cancellations and delays because of the shutdown, they're more than ready for the rush.
When it comes to the roads, AAA predicts more than 70 million Americans will be driving 50 miles or more from home. The U.S. military buildup continuing off the coast of Venezuela, including deploying the largest aircraft carrier in the world, the USS Gerald Ford.
It's all a display meant to intimidate Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. The Trump administration says he's a narco-terrorist, and beginning today, the State Department is designating him and his government a foreign terrorist organization.
ABC's Mary Bruce. Another day of talks in Geneva today on the 28-point peace plan on ending the war in Ukraine. However, says ABC's Ian Panel in Poland, Russian missiles continue to fly.
Overnight, multiple Russian drone strikes pummeling Kharkiv, just hours after Ukraine hit a Russian power plant, seen in videos circulating online. But as Ukraine and Russia trade blows, there could be signs of hope as the U.S. and Ukraine meet in Switzerland to push for an end to the war.
The initial proposal called for Ukraine to cede land, cut its army in half, and to never join NATO. He's one of only a handful of musicians to be awarded the Jamaican Order of Merit. Jimmy Cliff, the reggae pioneer who starred in the 1972 movie The Harder They Come, has died. His wife announcing his passing on Instagram. Cliff once called reggae pure music, born of the poorer classes. He was 81. This is ABC News.
Meet Miss Emma Woodhouse, Jane Austen's most high-spirited heroine. Emma has a plan for everyone's love life, except her own. Jane Austen's Emma, playing on stage at the Rep, December 3rd through 21st. Get tickets now at repstl.org.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110. Experience holiday happiness and enjoy the 2025 holiday activities at the National Museum of Transportation with your entire family. Santa Claus will be arriving via helicopter at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday, then visiting from 11 to 2 to greet and listen to his fans and their wishes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
The multi-model holiday train exhibit, including the Macy's model trains, will be running all days. For our full Santa and live reindeer scheduled dates, go to tnmot.org. That's tnmot.org.
Shop, snack, and be merry on a Wind Down Wednesday, December 3rd from 3 to 9 at the Hill Antique Market's Christmas Extravaganza. The Heidi Show will be there from 3 to 6. There'll be a cash bar and snacks. You'll get 10% discount on merchandise all day. Santa will be there from 4 to 7. There'll be raffles and plenty of surprises, and you'll help support more than 75 local vendors and pop-up stores. That's Wednesday, December 3rd from 3 to 9 at the Hill Antique Market's Christmas Extravaganza at 4923 Daggett on the Hill.
46 degrees at 8:03. Here's what's happening now. Officials with the city of O'Fallon, Missouri, are warning residents that a cyber attack on the city's mass notification system may have exposed user data. City leaders say O'Fallon was notified of an outage to the mass notification system Code Red. When it was determined to be a cybersecurity incident affecting Code Red, O'Fallon was initially notified that there was no evidence of any customer data or personal information being compromised. However, late Friday evening, O'Fallon was notified that data associated with the Code Red platform was removed from their systems during the cybersecurity incident. This incident has impacted not only O'Fallon, but Code Red customers nationwide. It appears that the impacted data set may contain contact information of Code Red users, name, address, email addresses, phone numbers, and or associated passwords used to create a full user profile for alerts. A St. Charles County councilman is calling a solution in addressing highway noise for residents near Weldon Spring. Councilman Tim Baker plans to address the issue at tonight's meeting. A noise study conducted by the Missouri State Highway Patrol in 2013 and 2014 determined that the area did not qualify for a state-funded sound wall. MoDOT has stated that they will not revisit the noise study unless Route 364 is expanded or widened, as increased traffic alone does not trigger a new analysis. A second Safe Haven baby box will be installed in Melville today. On August 8th of 2023, Missouri's first Safe Haven baby box was dedicated at Firehouse No. 2 on Telegraph Road in Melville. Since its installation, the community has celebrated the safe surrender of 2 babies. Now another Safe Haven baby box will be installed in Melville at Firehouse No. 5 at noon. As the need for computer chips grow, so does the need for rare earth minerals. KTRS's Sobi Bay explains the federal government will look in the Midwest.
The government will deploy low-flying airplanes to scan Missouri and Illinois for critical minerals as early as next week. The U.S. Geological Survey plans to search Missouri, Illinois, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Of particular interest is the old lead belt south of St. Louis. Their researchers have already detected cobalt and 30 other of the 60 rare earth minerals needed to make computer chips used in AI, cell phones, cars, almost everything electronic. However, environmentalists are warning that new mining will lead to new pollution. Soapy Bay, KTRS News.
This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, a place for all your floral needs, and you can place your order anytime at WKF.com. 46 degrees. Time now is 8:06. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
All right, coming up this hour, we got all sorts of controversies going on here. Randy Carrick is going to join us at 8:35. Joan Van Dross wants to run against Ann Wagner in the 2nd Congressional District. Steve Holly, Guns and Hoses. And then phone calls in the 9 o'clock hour. How about this for a controversy? I would rather pull my fingernails out than get in the middle of this controversy. And you think I'm joking. Story in the Post-Dispatch this morning about how Creve Coeur wants to put in sidewalks on a busy street.
Whoa.
Yes. Let's see. They want to put it on Fernview Drive. They say that they want to build a sidewalk and add a tree buffer down a half-mile stretch of the east side of Fernview. Advocates say it'll make the area safer and more accessible. The city says it has the authority to build a sidewalk because it's the public right-of-way, but it needs permission from about 3 dozen homeowners to grade their driveways and clean up one side of the sidewalk. Right now, they have that white line, you know, that white line, bike lane white line where the bikes are supposed to go. So Creve Coeur, how'd you like to be that person in Creve Coeur to knock on the door and say, hi, can we get your signature on the right-of-way to build a sidewalk in front of your house? I mean, talk about death threats. You imagine going up to 36 homeowners and asking them, hey, for the safety of your fellow man, you know the street you live on? How about can we take just about, 6 feet, 5 feet, make a nice little tree-lined street and put a sidewalk in? Oh, my goodness.
Are they all saying no?
I don't know. Well, the meetings are packed. How dare you?
So what's...
And I'm sure the word Nazi has been thrown around a couple of times.
I'm not gonna let people walk in front of my house.
I'm not gonna make the neighborhood nicer for people to walk their dogs. Nazi.
What's next? A softball clinic in the backyard?
Hey, don't joke. That's taking a turn for the worse for the softball fans.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The city has until September 30th to get it done, or it has to return. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. A $700,000 federal grant paying for most of the $875,000 project.
Is this like the city grant?
$700,000 to put a sidewalk in from the feds? Good work if you can get it. Eminent domain would be the last resort to the project, so says the city. 2,200 cars a day drive by. Seems like a lot of cars. It seems like it would need a sidewalk to sort of, so you don't walk in the street.
Yeah, so what's there now? Nothing.
Here's
like
what, I live in a neighborhood that doesn't have a sidewalk. And I lived in a neighborhood that has a sidewalk. And again, I am not advocating one or the other. I'm just commenting on, I'd hate to be anyone involved in this controversy. Because solving the Middle East problem is easier than trying to solve whether or not these 36 people should get a sidewalk or not. But I've lived in a neighborhood where I have sidewalks, and I've lived in a neighborhood where I now don't have sidewalks. And to be honest with you, when you walk your dog, or when people walk their dog, the dog goes on your front yard, right? Whereas,
what, like does its business?
Yeah. Because there's no, right? You walk your dog has to go on with somebody's yard, right? Somebody's neighbor's. So my yard, right? And so it is what it is. I mean, I have caught neighbors whose dogs are urinating or defecating on my front yard. You can't get mad because but if you have a sidewalk and you have that little strip of grass between the street and the sidewalk, you can have your dog go there. That doesn't count as, right? I don't get dinged for my yard if that's yellowed.
Doesn't your dog kind of go where it wants to go?
Well, you can kind of train them.
And have you ever seen those signs in people's yards that say...
I know, no, yeah, please don't.
Right. Good luck with, like, what does that mean? Like, the one next to me, go ahead, poop all day long, but stay out of this yard.
Well...
Does that work?
I do say that to the dogs as they're walking down the street. I'm like, hey, go into Larry Thornton's yard. Go over there. But again, I'm surprised there aren't fisticuffs over dogs going to the bathroom in people's yards. Right? I mean, I always feel bad. I'm like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Because you know you're busted when, the dog's in the yard, but they're not going to go in the street. And you're taking your dog for a walk. So it happens. But Creve Coeur.
Well, good luck to Creve Coeur.
How would you like to be in the middle of that one? Yeah, hi. We'd like to build a sidewalk in your neighborhood.
Can they put eminent domain in place if they don't get the...
they could. Could you imagine the death threats and the vitriol that has been created over this? I mean, let the mother with the 3 kids take the stroller down the middle of the street. What do I care? I mean, could you? Next thing you know, these criminals are going to use a sidewalk to run into my house, take my big screen TV, and run home on the sidewalk.
Why don't you just give them the keys to my house?
Next thing you know, you're going to want a Metrolink in front of my house.
Never.
Next thing you know, you're going to only want to pick up my garbage once a day from some other company. Get down on your knees and thank God that your biggest problem this holiday season is that they might want to put a sidewalk in your front yard.
Well, keep us posted on
Oh, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved with this one.
You can't get us all riled up. Like I gotta know.
I can't move to Creve Coeur now.
I mean, this is going to affect
all of a sudden they're just going to all of a sudden start taking your land and putting in sidewalks.
Can you imagine the real estate agent? This house is gorgeous. It's got a nice driveway and a beautiful.
Next
front,
thing you know, they're
gonna build a sidewalk.
Next thing you know, a neighbor's going to put in like take a book, leave a book thing. Yeah.
The horror.
Then these criminals are going to come in, take a book, read it, and then bring it back with a big screen TV. They're going to take a book, run into my house, take my big screen TV, read the book, then watch the Netflix adapted of that book on the TV they stole from me. 8:14 here at Big 550 KTRS. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw stalled tractor trailer and MoDOT vehicles are partially blocking the exit from 270 south to I-70. The exit is open, but it's a tight squeeze, and the estimated clearance time is 9:20. And 270 north is heavy from 44 to Doherty Ferry. This traffic report is brought to you by Guns and Hoses. It's go time Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses, the annual charity boxing match at Stiefel, supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornett for the Big 550 KTRS.
Dalco, homeremodeling.com. That's the website. Dalco has been a proud sponsor of the Big 550 KTRS for years and years and years. They've also been in St. Louis for well over 50 years. So a great local company doing great things for a long time. They're just a new sponsor to the morning show. So we'd like to welcome them into the show. Proud that they trust us with their message. Here's the deal. Roofing, gutters, and siding. It is going to rain for the next couple of days, and you're going to know if you're going to need Dalco in the next couple of days because of all this rain that's coming. We need it. That's good. But the roof, the gutters, and the siding, especially now with all the leaves that are falling, the gutters get filled up, and you can cause all sorts of damage for the roof and the siding. If the gutters get filled up and then it freezes, then you create an ice dam. Oh, that's a nightmare. You got to make sure the gutters are right, and you got to make sure the siding's right. Then you got to make sure the roofing is right. Dalco will come in, and their roofing system goes beyond just shingles. It's a whole roofing system that offers roofing components and layers designed to comprehensively protect your home. They'll work with your insurance company, and as I've always said, you want to make sure it's local. Dalco, homeremodeling.com is your go-to. Dalco, for 50-plus years here in St. Louis. For all of your roofing needs, Dalco or Dalco, homeremodeling.com.
Soccer fans, the wait is over.
Really tough to do. That's tough to do as well. It's Thomas.
St. Louis Ambush Indoor Soccer is back on Black Friday.
Down, spins it in.
The 13th season kicks off at the Family Arena this Friday, November 28th at 5 p.m. as your St. Louis Ambush battles cross-state rival, the Kansas City Comets. Make plans to catch all the end-to-end action and grab your magnet schedule presented by Under the Yellow Umbrella. Tickets available at the Family Arena box office or at stlambush.com.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Congressman Jason Smith is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Jason Smith at 202-225-4404 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Join us for a nostalgic evening of love, joy, and timeless music as Rain, a Beatles Christmas tribute, brings the spirit of the season to life. Enjoy holiday favorites and legendary Beatles hits in a festive celebration made for families, friends, and fans of all ages. Come together and share the peace of the season with Rain, a Beatles Christmas tribute.
At the Fabulous Fox on December 11th. Tickets at fabulousfox.com.
Together Credit Union is proud to join KTRS in honoring the men and women who have served in our nation's armed forces. As your hometown home loan provider, we're proud to offer Community Contributor Mortgage to help support the dreams of those who served our community. With low down payments and no private mortgage insurance, we're committed to helping you achieve your dreams of home ownership. Stop by one of our 14 branches or visit togethercu.org. Membership eligibility is required. Loans subject to approval. Visit togethercu.org for full details.
Hey, the number 2 crew reporting for duty.
Number 2 crew,
Let's get in that yard and clean up that doggy doo.
The number 2 crew will visit your yard once a week in the St. Louis area, and they'll take care of your dog's business. Think of them as your yard's best friend.
We are the number 2 crew. We do poo, you do you.
Customers can sign up through their website and utilize their customer portal for any sort of changes or updates. The number2crew.com or 314-717-8880.
We pick up what your dog left behind.
The number2crew.com.
It's Julie Buck here for AAA Travel. 'Tis the season for the gift of travel. You can do that with our friends at AAA Travel. You know the company, AAA, we all do. We've counted on them in numerous emergency situations, and they've been there time and time again. But did you know that you can travel with AAA? That's right, they will book the entire trip. What a great gift that would be. The gift of travel this holiday season, and you can do it with AAA Travel. Go to AAA.com and click the travel tab.
You are a successful electrical contractor, but you plus a dedicated team supporting your project from day one? That's taking your productivity to the next level. And Graybar can help you get there. Your relationships plus our relationships. Your capabilities plus our job site services. Your challenges plus our technical specialists. You alone can get the job done, but you plus Graybar, that's smart business. Yep, Graybar does that.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
$8:20 here, Big 550 KTRS. I'm picturing Rose falling over backwards in her chair while laughing at you, McGraw. Hey, McGraw, I'm laughing as hard as Rose is laughing. Here's another one. The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians all got by without sidewalks. So can we. That's true. The Greeks were able to drive their SUVs without sidewalks, and they could use their strollers and all that stuff, and there were virtually almost no automobile accidents when the Greeks and the Romans and the Egyptians were running the world. Yeah, it's a good point. Hey, McGraw, in Germany, if you have a large dog, you pay a tax annual of $125. If it's a small dog, it's $75. This results in approximately, I love the idea. Okay, whatever.
Does the number 2 crew charge differently for animal size?
No, or yard size.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's key right there.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter the size of the business. No, if it's a big business or a small business.
They'll still pick up your business.
No, if it's a multinational conglomerate or just a struggling business just off the ground, it's the same price.
All right.
I grew up in North County, but I live in Webster now, and I find it so bizarre. No one uses the sidewalk. They walk right down the middle of the street, even when they're walking the dogs. I live in Newtown. There are signs in several yards asking for dogs not to relieve themselves here. Unfortunately, my dog cannot read. I'm walking on the sidewalk, and if he decides when it's time, I don't get to make that decision. Homeowners who would be surprised how much of their front yard from the street is owned and controlled by the local city. No, there is it's a good point. There is easement on the front and the sides and everything else. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Those easements are an interesting world.
Like in the city, there's a patch of grass, and then there's the sidewalk, and then our. Is that what that is? Yeah. So
but it depends on where the sewer is and where all the lines are and everything.
So that's the thing. Like for instance, there's a tree, the one tree, and they just cut it down. Now, did the city cut that down, or did because where it lands is that the homeowners?
This is all. You're not the first one to bring up this problem. If there's a sewer problem and they got to get to your sewer and it's in the middle of your front yard, chances are they've got an easement for that.
Well, and for instance, we have like the water source or whatever, the thing that's in the ground. It comes there's like that metal top on it. People keep driving over it, and now there's like nice, wonderful standing water, if you will, which is gross. But who
getting a lot of criticism for me liking musicals. Can't do West Side Story either. It's just not right for me. I do like girls. I've been married 50 years. This one guy is upset that he can't watch musicals because it's too girly. Again, I feel it's so weird to me that you can't sit and watch Les Mis, which is about war and fighting, because it's too girly, and yet you'd much rather go to a Poison concert where they dress up in leather and mascara and makeup and high heels.
Well, and probably girly might
Glam
not have been
rock.
the best description for
What's
that
that?
gentleman. I said perhaps maybe girly probably wasn't the best description. Maybe like I guess glam rock could still be cheesy, but it's.
I mean, I don't know. All the heavy metal rock bands are so macho, right?
But they don't break out. They don't break out
makeup.
into song and dance in the middle of a conversation, though.
David Lee Roth didn't do song and dance
In the middle of a conversation, like in the middle
Well,
of
in
a
the middle of a
movie.
song.
Well, right,
Well,
but they're performing as
videos.
Well, what's the
they're
difference? He's-
deliberately doing a rock and roll song
But
as
he's
opposed
doing
to like
he's telling me a story about Out for Teacher,
Hot
and
for
he's
Teacher.
dancing. So it's a 2.5 minute musical.
Waldo.
I don't understand. I don't get the difference.
I'll think about it. I know because I'm with I'm
What
not
about the
a musical
School
person.
of Rock?
Or Tommy by The Who.
Yeah, I mean it's just to just make a blanket statement that I can't watch musicals because
Well,
they're
and that- like,
girly.
right,
I
and
mean,
that's
I
not fair.
understand.
He probably didn't mean-
I understand it's somewhat of a suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
In that you're walking down the street and then all of a sudden they break into a song and dance.
Right.
Okay. It's no different than I'm watching a movie where Star Wars, where the Millennium Falcon, goes the speed of light.
Go on.
I mean,
Well, fair
that's
enough.
not
But maybe
real either.
They're not liking the actual music itself. Like maybe they're saying
Well,
the music
okay.
itself
Well,
could be
that's
too
fine,
girly.
too.
Like it's very lyric heavy. It's very.
Okay, well then say I don't like this musical. I mean, I don't like every single musical.
When Rambo is shooting people down, there's music in the background.
Yeah.
That's not really
Well, you know what?
there.
Too, and like, at the end of the day, he can not like musicals.
I'm not saying
no,
I don't
I'm
want
just
to pass
saying,
a
like,
law
well, you
that says
guys
he has
both
to like
keep-
musicals.
Right, and I'm just going to say I don't like musicals, and I'm standing here with you, and even Zach before, so I'm always in the minority here. And I just say, like, I get it, I
but you
respect
don't-
it.
Okay, but you don't like
do,
musicals
and I
not
love
because.
music.
But you don't like musicals because they're girly.
Well, girly is not the word I would use, but cheesy and overact. Yes, that's
Yeah,
the
there
word
are
I
some-
would use, and I think
But
that's
there
kind
are
of what
some
he was trying to
musicals,
say.
But to
and
say
there are some good ones. Sure.
every single musical is cheesy or
No.
every single musical is girly, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the genre.
No, fair enough. And like I said, I don't think he meant to say, just blanket statement. And I think you were at the time talking about La La Land. Maybe he was talking about that
But
in particular.
But he said I can't do musicals because they're too girly.
He couldn't do West Side Story either.
Yeah, but whatever. But listen to this. So, and I every time I bring it up, I not that I'm going to stop bringing it up, but the text line goes crazy every time I bring up gambling. Okay, I can't believe you bring up gambling all the time. You bring up gambling all the time. I'm watching the football games yesterday, and I forget
It's the
what
week
game
before.
it was. It might have been the Jets game. I was watching the Jets game and the Chiefs game, and it was at the end of the first half, and they go to a break. I think it was the Chiefs game. And there are 3 gambling commercials. They come back from the break, and now they're going to go to a break. Now it's the 2-minute warning. So now it's another 30 seconds, and now it's a 2-minute warning. Now they go back to a commercial. And there's 2 more gambling commercials. That's 5 gambling commercials in 5 minutes on the television watching football. And they criticize me for bringing up gambling?
Right.
It's all
It's the
over
last
the
minute
place.
push.
It's all over the place. And is there anything more insidious than these gambling websites? Give us $5, we'll give you $300 in gambling credits. I mean, is there anything else than the drug dealer saying, hey, come on by, I'll give you some free marijuana, I'll give you some free cocaine?
Well, and do you notice how they call like the ultimate sports fan? Like they refer to these gambling as like you're like all you sports
It's
fanatics.
all
No, not
induced.
necessarily sports. It's gambling addicts.
It's
People
all-
with a raging gambling addiction. This is for you.
Everybody's having fun.
Yep.
All these good-looking girls. Everybody's drinking and partying, and everybody's winning. And isn't this the greatest thing in the world?
There's small print at the bottom that says, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-888
That's right. And well, that's the
Gambler.
exact thing.
Oh,
Like
that
when
should
you
solve the problem.
when you have to quantify or like with your whole commercial saying if you have a gambling problem, if you have a raging addiction problem.
I mean,
there's no good.
The reason why your phone dings every time there's an email or a text or something, they want to get you addicted to the sound. That is psychology 101. There's a reason why they do these things, because it's a dopamine hit, and these video these apps are going to start pushing you. Hey, there's a football game starting in 5 minutes. Get your bet in. Bing, bong, ding. It's. I mean, this is
that like
be,
Pavlov? That's Pavlov's
yes,
dog.
It's going to be
it?
a disaster of every proportions. And why do I bring it up? Because I'm watching the football game and I'm bombarded with actual gambling commercials. So don't blame me when I bring up the gambling. It's everywhere. So
starts Monday.
Defend myself. All right, 8:30 here, Big 550 KTRS. St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Here's Scott and Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, the roads are pretty quiet right now. A stalled tractor trailer and MoDOT vehicles have left the exit from 270 south to 170. The exit is now completely open. And 270 north is averaging 40 miles per hour from 44 to 64. This traffic report is brought to you by the city of Maplewood. Kick off the holiday shopping season in Maplewood. Join us on Small Business Saturday, November 29th. Be one of the first 100 people to receive a $10 Maplewood buck to spend at a participating business. Don't miss this opportunity to explore, shop, and support our vibrant local community. Visit maplewoodmo.gov for details. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Weather, we got some early morning fog that should be burning off here if it's not already. Steady rain this morning, continuing that rain overnight tonight. High of 54 today. The rain is going to continue into the night. Rainfall of about 1/4 of an inch overnight tonight. Low of 50. And then tomorrow, 58. We start to clear up Wednesday with a high of 43. Thanksgiving Day, it will be sunny. High of 41. No rain or clouds in the forecast, but then the clouds and the rain come back for the weekend. We got quite a bit of rain. And then just a first look out, next Tuesday, they're calling for some light freezing rain mixing to possibly snow. Yeah, next Tuesday. So, man, it changes on a dime. All right, snow next Tuesday and Wednesday. But this week, it's going to be all right. A lot of rain today. It is 46 degrees officially, 8:31. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's Rose Dalton.
The federal agency that oversees the security of election systems was largely absent from planning before elections this month in several states. That's leading many state election officials to be concerned about how engaged the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency will be for next year's midterms. Officials are citing the shifting priorities of the Trump administration, as well as staffing reductions and budget cuts. Travelers this Thanksgiving may still feel on edge after the historic government shutdown that caused widespread flight cancellations and delays. But experts say staying informed about weather, traffic, and airport wait times can help ease anxiety. The FAA is preparing for its busiest Thanksgiving in 15 years, with over 360,000 flights scheduled. Meanwhile, St. Louis Lambert International Airport is preparing for one of the busiest weeks of the year. TSA expects nearly 220,000 passengers will depart from Lambert during the Thanksgiving travel period. And the Missouri Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development has been awarded an additional $4 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor. This is being done to continue support for disaster relief jobs for Missouri residents impacted by the tornado that hit the St. Louis area on May 16th. 46 degrees. Time now is 8:32. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News.
Boardwalk hardwood floors, beautiful, gorgeous hardwood floors. Everybody loves them. Everybody wants them. Where are you going to get them? That's the $64,000 question. Boardwalk hardwood has been where St. Louisans have been getting hardwood floors for 25 years. You buy them at Boardwalk hardwood floors, and then the question is, how do you get them installed? Well, they'll find you an installer, or they'll teach you how to do it yourself. Either way, you're going to save yourself a whole lot of money because the actual flooring at Boardwalk Hardwood Floors is rock bottom prices. How do they do it? They contract with all of the manufacturers in North America to get you a selection that is second to none. You go in the big box stores, you have a choice between light and dark. At Boardwalk, the selection is quite frankly, overwhelming. Luckily, they remember every customer who ever walks in the door, and they can tell you exactly what you bought 10 years ago. How do I know that? That's what they did with me. They know exactly what I bought. Still to this day, I ask Greg, the owner, hey, what did I buy? He'll tell you. It's amazing. All right, so look, here's the deal. They're also big supporters of the Toys for Tots toy drive. So bring a new unwrapped toy and get a look at some beautiful, gorgeous hardwood floors at rock bottom prices. If you have hardwood floors in your future, Boardwalk Hardwood is where you go. 4 area locations. BoardwalkHardwood.com.
John Beal Roofing has been proudly serving homeowners and businesses in the St. Louis metro area on both sides of the river in Missouri and Illinois for over 3 generations. A dependable roof begins with a team you can count on, and that's exactly what you get with John Beal Roofing. Recognized as one of Roofing Contractor Magazine's top 100 roofing companies, John Beal Roofing offers 24/7 emergency service and industry-leading warranties, including a lifetime workmanship warranty for total peace of mind. From upgrading an aging roof or completing a full replacement, the team at John Beal Roofing delivers solutions that are built to code, built to last, and handled with expert care. John Beal also responds quickly with reliable storm damage services backed by decades of experience and 24/7 emergency support. Get started today for expert service and a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 1-800-NEW-ROOF. That's 1-800-NEW-ROOF.
Mizzou football on the Big 550 KTRS is powered by Royal Banks of Missouri.
Touchdown, Missouri!
Catch all the action right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for Bishop's Post. It's that time of year again, so make sure to get your reservations at Bishop's Post for Christmas and New Year's Eve. They're filling up for holiday parties, too, so get those reservations. Bishop's Post, located in Chesterfield at bishopspost.com.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
'Tis the season. Attending a fun Christmas party this year or just wanting to add some fun to a party? Are you or your children participating in a Christmas play? Stop in Johnny Brock's Party Warehouse for everything you need to have a fun holiday celebration.
Johnny Brock's carries ugly Christmas sweaters ranging from nice to naughty, Oppo suits and holiday prints, Elf on the Shelf, Buddy the Elf, The Grinch, A Christmas Story costumes, cute, crazy fun hats, scarves, silly socks, tutus, home angel wings, and more. Make sure to stop in today for your party supplies or Mr. and Mrs. Claus costumes.
That's Johnny Brock's located at 44 and Jefferson.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
All right, let's get to Randy Carricker. Got lots to get to. Randy, Missouri, Oklahoma, I guess they held him tough, I guess, for a while, but ultimately Missouri was just too much for him.
Yeah, McGraw, I think a couple of things about Mizzou this year. Number one, this is a playoff quality defense. They're a top 10 defense in the whole country in terms of yards allowed, but they're just limited by their offense. The offensive line against the SEC isn't better than opponents' defensive line, so they have trouble running the ball. They run the ball really well against lesser teams, but against the big boys like the Oklahomas, Alabamas, Texas A&Ms, they just don't overpower those teams. And Bo Pribula is just physically limited. He gives everything he has, but he doesn't throw the ball well downfield. He's not really accurate. He doesn't have great decision-making. One of his interceptions was into double coverage the other day. And with the ankle, there was a couple of plays, the most notable to me where the ball was tipped and they got the targeting penalty where Coleman got hit in the head. Pribula could have run that ball for a first down if he were 100% healthy, but he wasn't. And then I thought it was interesting after the game where Eli Drinkwitz said, no creativity, run, pass. And I wonder if Eli is becoming a little bit frustrated with the play calling of Kirby Moore.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good assessment, right? The defense is great, championship caliber. The offense just has had their fits and starts. I mean, it was a bad omen. I know the Bo Show was probably going to take the lead, but when that Sam Horn went down on his first play of the year, that just sort of spelled like they were kind of doomed from the very beginning all year long.
And one thing about Sam Horn and about Zollers is they have arm talent. And Horn was a top 70 player in the whole country. He was a top 5 pocket quarterback coming out. And I know that when Pribula was signed, that was a legitimate competition. Even though Pribula got the money, that was a legitimate competition that Eli Drinkwitz wanted those two quarterbacks to have. So that was a pretty devastating loss. When you get down to your third quarterback and you're down to offensive lineman and you're down to your backup kicker and the special teams haven't been great either, you're going to run into some problems when you're like Mizzou. If you're Ohio State, if you're Alabama, if you're Georgia, you can plug a 5-star in when you lose somebody. And Mizzou just isn't at that point yet where they have that sort of depth.
What do you think about Arkansas?
I think that's a losable game. Arkansas has been able to put up points under Bobby Petrino. They haven't been able to stop anybody, but it's as opposed to last week where I thought it was immovable force against irresistible object. I think this is movable force against resistible object. It'll be interesting to see what winds up being worse, the Mizzou offense or the Arkansas defense.
That's a 2:30 game on Saturday. Missouri travels to Arkansas. It's always, I know they've tried to force this as a big rivalry. I don't know if it's a big rivalry or not, but Missouri's had their fits and starts with Arkansas over the years.
And McGraw, I think if we look at it logically this year, if you ask Mizzou fans when the season is over, what was your biggest rivalry game of 2025? Probably 99.9% of them will say it was Kansas when we played KU. That's still a bigger rivalry than Arkansas. And because of the two teams, this used to be a nationally televised Black Friday game, and then they've moved it around a little bit. This game's on SEC Network now. So the rivalry has really lost some of its luster. The rivalry that the SEC was trying to manufacture and continues to manufacture, because these two teams are still going to play each other. Mizzou's going to have 3 rivalry opponents every year: Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M. Boy, that doesn't sound so great right now.
No, it really, that does not sound all that good. They're 3-4 in the conference. They're 7-4 overall. What are you thinking bowl-wise?
Yeah, 10th place in the conference, by the way. Yeah, and you hope that they don't wind up in something like the Birmingham Bowl or something like that. It'd be nice to get to the Music City Bowl, win this game, and maybe you could get to Nashville, but and Mizzou has traveled very well, but with such a disappointing season, I would think that it'll be a mid-level bowl game before Christmas that fans aren't too thrilled about. I can't imagine. Well, they're 10th place in the conference. They aren't going to get a New Year's Day bowl game.
Yeah, well, and Arkansas is not very good. They've lost a whole bunch of games, and I don't think they've won a conference game yet. So this might be their bowl game to see if they can sort of salvage something in the conference. So we'll wait and see what happens. All that 2:30 Saturday here on KTRS. How many people in St. Louis saw the Blues up 2-0 and said, "Oh my goodness, that's the worst place the Blues want to be"?
I'm raising my hand. I was one of them. There's no doubt about it. You know what's amazing, though, McGraw, is that The Blues have played 22 games. The Utah Mammoth, who they face Friday night in their next homestand, have played 24. The Blues have 2 games in hand, and they're only 5 points behind Utah, who hold the final playoff spot right now. If the Blues have a good week, they're back in the playoff hunt. Now, they've also picked up a point in 7 of their last 8 games, so that is a good thing. And tonight they play the Rangers, and it's not like this team has zero chance. I think, as opposed to when the Blues played in 05 and 06 when they were bad, I think this is a good team that's playing bad, and maybe they'll find their game, and maybe they'll be a little bit better. Big one tonight against the Rangers, and then New Jersey before they come home for 3.
Yeah, real quick on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but they sure are fun to watch.
They are, and even they've lost 5 one-score games in a row before yesterday. McGraw, I was sitting by myself watching yesterday, and Patrick Mahomes runs for a first down and bowls somebody over, and I said out loud, "What a stud!" Patrick Mahomes is fun to watch, and he's great. And he always said that he does good TV, and they will have another great game. Win or lose, they'll play a great, entertaining game on Thursday against the Cowboys, and they still have a shot at the playoffs. By the way, how about the Ravens? They started 1-5. They've won 5 in a row. Now they're in first place in their division.
Yeah, it's a topsy-turvy world, but my Jets keep on losing. They are consistent, right? They keep losing all day long. But the Chiefs were down whatever they were in the first
11.
half. Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like they'll come back. I mean, it's almost like watching Tiger Woods. No matter where he is on Friday or Saturday, you know he's going to make a charge Saturday afternoon and on Sunday.
That's a great comp because they were down 11 in the fourth quarter, and Rashee Rice kept getting hurt and kept coming back into the game, and they're down their number 1 running back, Isaiah Pacheco, and they're down their right guard, Trey Smith. But they're just so gritty and tough. And normally you see a team like that has a lot of finesse, and you don't expect that sort of grit, but that is one tough football team. And Andy Reid does a great job in getting that team ready. And I'm with you. I don't base my emotions upon what the Chiefs do, but I sure admire their fans, man, because their fans make a difference in those games.
They do, and they're fun to watch. I want it on the record. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not jumping off my Jets bandwagon because I'm expecting good things about 2042 or so. But yeah, there you go. All right, Randy, who's your sponsor?
You know what? It's our friends at Dalco Home Remodeling, and here's a great deal, but you have to act now because we're into the final week of this deal. You know, Dalco's been serving the St. Louis metro area for more than 50 years, and right now is the best time to save on windows. This is a limited time offer that ends November 30th. That's Sunday, so don't wait. 2025 is the final year to get $600 tax credits, and that's ending forever. Well, Dalco is offering up to an additional $600 credit on Elite Series windows, plus a $600 tax credit in 2026 for your 2025 taxes. 0% financing for 18 months, and for a limited time, get an additional $2,000 credit on the Elite Series windows on top of the $600 credit. That's up to $3,200 in window credit, and it's up to 10 windows. So a $260 credit per window plus an Energy Star rebate. Again, the deal ends November 30th, this coming Sunday. Book your job online at DalcoHomeRemodeling.com.
St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center. Here's Captain Paul.
McGraw, the roads are quiet right now with no accidents. 270 North is slow in the construction area around 64. And this traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Plaza Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
From the Woods Basement Systems Weather Desk, local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, and more. WoodsBasementSystems.com.
For Monday, some fog in the morning, otherwise another cloudy day with a high of 57. We are expecting rain to move in. During the afternoon hours, it's going to be a widespread light rain that will continue into Monday night as we drop to 50 degrees. And then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 61, a 20% chance for a few isolated showers. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kristen Cornell. that for the Big 550 KTRS.
Let's talk Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, and Carolyn Stolzer. Jay Lennox went off to Norman to watch that Mizzou game. Didn't bring him any luck, but that's all right. He's a good man, and he has been on the front lines of estate planning for many, many, many years. Rudy Beck, Jay Lennox, Carolyn Stolzer. They are the trusted team of BeckElderLaw.com. Now, this is an important part of your life, right? Making sure that your legacy, if you will, is maintained, and what you want done with your monies to be done. Now, look, my mother didn't have a lot of money. She was a working class woman her whole life, but when she died, she had a house, and she had 6 kids. And how are you going to divide up the house for 6 kids, and how does that work, and what about taxes? And, oh, my goodness, it could have been a nightmare. But we found Rudy Beck, and he solved all the problems. And then, of course, I made sure that Emerson's taken care of. God forbid I get hit by a bus tomorrow. I put it off. I buried my head in the sand. Oh, it'll never happen. But things happen. You run out of days, and then at that point, it's too late. I can only tell you this. The hardest part of this whole entire process was the first phone call. Just making that first phone call. After that, it was easy. We think it's not like running a marathon where the 26 miles is the worst. The first phone call is the worst. And then you're on the calendar. Then they tell you what to do the rest of the way. And then you then are in a position to sort of have your wishes carried out. It actually makes sense once you make the phone call. But that phone call is the hardest part for whatever reason. So don't delay. Get it on the calendar. Make a promise to yourself this week. This is the week you're going to get your estate all in order so you don't have to worry about it, and you can enjoy the holidays. 636-946-7899 or BeckElderLaw.com.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. St. Louis winters don't mess around, and neither should you. When those freezing temps hit, the last thing you want to do is discover your furnace isn't up to the job. That's why now is the perfect time to call Premier Heating and Cooling. Their certified technicians will give your system a full checkup, making sure it's safe, efficient, and ready to keep your family warm all season long. Think of it like an oil change for your car. A little preventative care now saves you from big, expensive breakdowns later. Plus, a tuned-up system runs more efficiently, which means lower energy bills when the cold really sets in. So don't wait until you're shivering under 3 blankets. Schedule your heating inspection today with Premier Heating and Cooling. Excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau. So many of their new customers are referred by happy customers like me. PremierHeatingCooling.net, 636-916-1122.
Hey, it's Heidi Glaus, and I want to remind you to tune in to the Heidi Glaus Show with Bob Ramsey and Josh Gilbert weekdays from 3 to 6. You don't want to miss all the fun. Plus, twice a month, we're joined by Dr. Ravi Johar, the Chief Medical Officer for United Healthcare. Dr. Johar and United Healthcare will keep us informed and educated about everything happening in the healthcare system, plus important facts to keep us healthy. United Healthcare and the Heidi Glaus Show on the Big 550 KTRS.
Experience holiday happiness and enjoy the 2025 holiday activities at the National Museum of Transportation with your entire family. Santa Claus will be arriving via helicopter at 10 a.m. this coming Saturday, then visiting from 11 to 2 to greet and listen to his fans and their wishes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
The multi-model holiday train exhibit, including the Macy's model trains, will be running all days. For our full Santa and live reindeer scheduled dates, go to tnmot.org. That's tnmot.org.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, the congressional districts are being redrawn, but that doesn't stop the elections from actually happening. Ann Wagner is running for re-election, and who is she going to face in the Democratic primary or in the Democratic Party? One of the ones who's thrown their hat into the ring is a woman named Joan Von Dross, who joins us now for a couple of minutes. Joan, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, McGraw.
Why in the world would you subject yourself and your family and your life to running for Congress?
Democracy, for me, seems to be on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I taught American history for most of the 30 years that I taught in the region, and I know the Constitution, the founding documents, and we're a little far off on that right now, and it needs a correction.
Is this a kamikaze thing for you, right? I mean, because she's won and won and won, and she's an incumbent, and she's in a Republican state where they've redrawn the lines to make them more Republican. But is this a kamikaze mission for you, or do you think you have a real chance to win this thing?
Here's what I know. In January, I started doing workshops to get people to bridge the political divide and talk. And we are not as far apart as social media would lead us to believe. People really want conversations. I have had hundreds of people go through my workshops who are talking with other people outside of their political party and finding common ground. There were 7,000 people just in West County last month protesting her. There's a group of people outside her building on Weidman every weekend protesting her. People are not being heard. She's not showing up. And in addition, she is not holding up her end of the bargain as the representative. She's folding. I think she's forgotten what the branch of government is about.
What is she not doing for the district?
She's not representing the district because she isn't hearing them. She's not weighing in on important issues. I carry two constitutions with me. One is mine, and then the other is in case I run into Ann Wagner because she's lost her copy, seemingly.
What do you want to do if you win? What you can't do everything. What would you spend your time trying to correct?
I think right now we have a huge affordability issue. For instance, 2021 to now, the consumer price index has gone up almost 25%, and people are feeling it. And it doesn't matter, what your income is right now. Everybody is feeling it. It's a hard pinch. So the economy and jobs and the damage these tariffs have caused statewide and nationwide is really important. And the other piece is education. That is my background. And education is the foundation of democracy. Seriously, Thomas Jefferson was asked, how will you have people who are not educated choose their leaders? Because at that time of the founding of the country, we did not have a public school system. It was Jefferson that said we need a public school system. That public education school system is foundational to democracy, and it is under attack as well.
Joan Von Dross, candidate for the Missouri 2nd District in the Democratic primary. If you win the primary, you'll go take on Ann Wagner in the general. I have another question for you real quick, though. People want to find out more. What's your website?
It is Vondras for Congress, VONDRAS for Congress. Just remember, Vondras for Congress, VONDRAS, but
nice.
It's .US because this is the U.S.
Ah, okay, good. Name for me one thing in which you agree with Ann Wagner on and one thing you disagree with Ann Wagner on.
Well, what I disagree with Ann Wagner on is where she is putting her focus. I would like to serve on the Agriculture Committee because we live in the heartland and we have over 800 farms just in Franklin County alone, and farmers are hurting. She is not on that committee. She is on the Finance Committee. And though I think that's important because we do have brokerage firms in our community, we need to also reach out to the broader piece. And what I agree with Ann Wagner on is that I want to represent the people too.
All right. Joan Von Dross. One more time for that website.
It is Vondras for Congress, VONDRAS for Congress.US.
All right. What do you think of AM radios in cars? Are you in favor of that?
I am very much in favor of that.
All right. Good. All right. Good. You got my support. Anyone who supports AM radios in cars is a friend of mine. Joan, thanks for coming in. Will you be now? I ask this of all of our candidates because when they win, they seem to forget our phone number. So when you win, will you come back on the show from time to time?
It would be a privilege to come back to your show as often as you want me.
I don't know about that much, but at least once in a while.
You got it.
Safe trails, and good luck to you, and I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You got it. 8:58 here, Big 550 KTRS. Captain Paul Kopsky, St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center. Take it away.
McGraw, the roads are pretty quiet right now with no active accidents. There is a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270. 270 North is slow in the construction area around 44. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rack House in Cottleville. This holiday season, for every $100 in gift cards you purchase at the Rack House, they will throw in a $20 gift card for free. Make sure to get your reservations in today for the Rack House in Cottleville. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
I'm Jeff Zufall with Capital Advisory Group. If you own a small business, you need to protect yourself from becoming a target of unscrupulous actors. We can help protect you. Since 1976, thousands of area businesses have relied upon Capital Advisory Group to secure our clients' most sensitive tax data while helping them get their financial plans in order, reduce their future tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. Give Capital Advisory Group a call at 636-394-5524 to protect and plan for 2026 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Webster Child Care Center has been providing quality care and education for children in our community for the past 52 years. To find out more about their services or to schedule a tour, visit websterchildcare.com.
This is the Big 550 KTRS St. Louis.
Live and local.
Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. It's expected to be so busy in the skies this Thanksgiving travel week that federal aviation officials are getting the military involved. ABC's Gio Benitez is at Newark Liberty Airport with more.
The skies will be so busy that the FAA is already preparing to use limited military airspace if needed to support the most efficient flow of traffic across the East Coast and the Gulf. The TSA expects to screen more than 17.8 million people starting tomorrow. They say this coming Sunday will be one of the busiest days in history, possibly screening more than 3 million people that day alone.
Already sweeping Asia, a new strain of influenza that could make for a nasty flu season here in the U.S.
Flu-related hospitalizations in 2024 were their highest since 2010, and this year's surge in cases is coming early. A new subvariant is raising alarms.
With subclade K now being identified in Japan, Canada, and the UK, it's still unclear what this might actually do to the U.S.
ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says the best way to prevent a spread remains the same.
Please stay home if you are sick.
Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Bird flu has shrunk the nation's turkey population to a 40-year low this year, and wholesale turkey prices are expected to be up more than 40% as a result. Shoppers preparing for Thanksgiving may not see higher prices themselves because so many grocers are offering discounted or even free turkeys to get customers in the door. Talks continue in Geneva on ending the war in Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky this morning.
Of course, we all continue working with partners, especially the United States, and look for compromises that strengthen, but not weaken
Many
us.
Europeans were stunned at last week's 28-point peace proposal put forth by the U.S. because it called for Ukraine to give up land, give up at least half of its military, and give up any and all aspirations of joining NATO. This is ABC News.
Hey, it's John Carney. A lot of conversations with the folks over at Allen Roofing, pretty much asking advice, because I know a lot of people got smacked by that storm, and he had some great advice for people to think about. First off, be careful of who you talk to when you're going to get some work done. Make sure there's an agreement, and the scope of work is laid out in that contract. Also, as you can imagine, a lot of contractors are busy. Give them some time, and you know what? Allen Roofing will come put a tarp on your roof at no charge, even if you don't use them when you get the roof repaired. Also, check the Better Business Bureau, see what the reviews are for contractors that you deal with, and also remember, insurance companies allow up to an entire year from the date of loss to file a claim. So you've got time to get those repairs done and that replacement done. Don't rush it. Just a few tips from the people that know roofing and repairs better than anyone. It's Allen Roofing, online at aroofing.net.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
Tune in Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Straight Talk and Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus for an intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing.
46 degrees at 9:03. Dozens of residents are displaced after a fire at a Richmond Heights apartment complex. Firefighters were called to a fire yesterday afternoon at one of the units in the Arrive Brentwood complex. Fire officials say the sprinkler system was activated in the building. This, along with smoke, caused damage to 30 units in the complex. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. The Afton Ice Rink is honoring the legacy of a CBC hockey player who was killed by a stray bullet last year. The rink opened the 72 Lounge of the weekend in honor of 16-year-old Colin Brown. 72 was the number the teen wore on his jersey. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is once again participating in Project Blue Light. Project Blue Light was started by concerns of police survivors in paying tribute to fallen officers and showing support for law enforcement. General headquarters, division offices, and troop headquarters buildings will display blue lights beginning today and continuing through January 2nd. The O'Fallon, Missouri Police Department is about to do something no other department in the state has done. The story from KTRS's Sobe Bay.
Law enforcement in O'Fallon, Missouri is the first in the state to adopt a drone program that assists officers responding to high-priority 911 calls. O'Fallon will strategically place 6 drones, and when needed, the drone can fly 3.5 miles in under 90 seconds to assist officers. O'Fallon joins 100 other departments around the country already using this technology. The cost is $1.7 million, and construction begins in a couple of weeks at the O'Fallon Justice Center. The drone should be up and flying by March. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
Centene has listed the site of its former headquarters for sale. No listing price has been given for the site along the 7500 block of Forsyth and the 100 block of Carondelet. A company spokesperson called the move a routine portfolio management decision. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, a place for all your floral needs. You can place your order anytime at WKF.com. And now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune in to Straight Talk on Retirement on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. The Dow is up 85 points to 46,400. The S&P is up 59 points to 6,700. And the NASDAQ is up 376 points to 22,700. In KTRS Sports, Mizzou football fell to Oklahoma in Norman 17-6. Bo Prabula returned at quarterback, but wasn't enough for the Tigers, who were held without a touchdown for the first time this season. Kirkwood football advances to the state semifinals with 70-56 win over Farmington. It also means the Pioneers will play the Webster Groves Statesmen in a junior varsity contest on Turkey Day. You can hear that game starting with pregame coverage at 11 a.m. on the Big 550. In KTRS Time Saver traffic, let's go to the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center for a look at the roads, where we find Captain Paul Kopsky standing by.
Rose, the roads are pretty quiet right now with no active accidents. There is a stalled vehicle on 64 East before 270, and 270 North is slow in the construction area around 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. Dents Express, STL.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you, Captain Paul. In KTRS weather, rain likely today with a high of 57. Scattered showers possible tonight with an overnight low of 49. And tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 61. Currently 46 degrees at 9:07. I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Time to play word association. Are you ready?
Yep.
C.R. Frank popcorn.
Oh, gourmet popcorn, tins made to order, caramel corn made with real butter, hand-packed and guaranteed fresh.
Good. Now try while eating some C.R. Frank popcorn.
Is this a Chicago style?
Yes, a sweet and salty blend of caramel and cheese.
And their popcorn tins are unique.
Oh, my turn for the popcorn. C.R. Frank popcorn.
Fun Foods popcorn machines for home theaters.
C.R. Frank popcorn.
5757 North Lindbergh and Hazelwood. Go to crfrankpopcorn.com.
The gift of good taste.
Some of my fondest memories as a kid is heading down to the hardware store. You had to pick up a couple of nails, a couple of screws, maybe a gallon of paint, whatever it may be, right? It was your friendly neighborhood hardware store. Well, those don't exist anymore in St. Louis, except for Schnarr's Hardware. They have two locations in Webster Groves and in Clayton Road in Ladue. Schnarr's Hardware is that place where you go in and you can get that bucket of paint, you can get a couple screws. The advice is always free. And the one thing about Schnarr's Hardware that every single family hardware store used to have, and that is the smell. It smells like a hardware store. It's got the selection. I don't know how they do it. It's a small store, but they got everything you ever need. They got the paint. They got paint matching. They've got big green eggs. They've got screws and nails and everything a hardware store should have. Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations, 1 great hardware store. Schnarr's Hardware, we'll see you there.
Jewels on Hampton pay some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, gemstones, coins, collectibles, and sports memorabilia. JewelsOnHampton.com.
Hey everybody, it's Josh. On Wednesday, November 26th, the Heidi Glaus Show will be live at Flanagan Paint and Supply in Ellisville, 3 to 6 p.m., celebrating the upcoming Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Giveaways, fun atmosphere, and a great way for listeners to stop in and say hello. With the experts in paints, stains, window coverings, and custom home products on staff, take advantage of the holiday weekend sale. There will be a buy one, get one free special for shoppers on Wednesday while we're there, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday.
Let's talk about a getaway where you're not spending all the time on the road. How about Innsbruck? Think about it. You could go from your desk to a canoe and do some fishing in about 25-30 minutes. They've got A-frames, they got tree houses, or if you're looking for a place to live that's away from hustle and bustle, custom homes and condos as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. Have you been out? Have you looked? Go to Innsbruck-resort.com to find your getaway.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or kohls.com for details.
Have you heard about the Only Facial? It's a facial spa that only does facials. No upsells and no tips. The Only Facial. You might have seen the Only Facial around town. I'll tell you where they are. They're everywhere in St. Louis. Clayton, De Pere, Frontenac, St. Charles, Sunset Hills, and U City, not to mention Columbia, Missouri, and Springfield. What a great gift idea. The Only Facial. They do these beautiful gift boxes. And when you receive an Only Facial, you get 11 different services, including dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, a chemical peel, therapeutic massage, extractions, LED light therapy, and a treatment mask, and hydration and SPF, and so much more. It's $125, gratuity included, and worth every penny and more. It's The Only Facial. Go to theonlyfacial.com for more.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Mizzou basketball on the Big 550 KTRS is powered by Graybar. Graybar.
On the run, Mitchell for the flush, Missouri by 20.
This Tuesday, Mizzou tips off against South Carolina State at 7 p.m. Pre-game begins at 6:30 p.m.
Drives right baseline to the rim, jams it, his hands.
Catch all the action right here on the Big 550 KTRS. Presented by Graybar for all your electrical and datacom solutions.
So I told you on Friday my sister was coming to town, and I told you on Friday I was going to go to the airport and I was going to pick her up, and she's going to get in the car and love you. Looking forward to the weekend. Okay, what are we doing? I was like, well, we got to do this. She's like, first, I need to go to Lordo's Diamonds. She gets off the plane. I told you, the first thing she said was, I have to get to Lordo's Diamonds. I got all this jewelry, and I need to do this, and I was going to give Emerson some. I was going to do this. I'm going to get to Lordo's. Okay, fine. Off to Lordo's we go. The family jeweler, they live in Arizona, but their family jeweler is Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. We live here. We're lucky enough to drop by anytime. You don't have to fly in to swing by Lordo's Diamonds. This holiday season, whatever you've got, whether it's a trinket or a charm or a bracelet or something from grandma or something new, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, a ring, maybe even the ring. Kids come to you and say, where should I go to get the ring? Look, the mall stores don't exist anymore. You're not going to go to a guy in a trench coat. You're not going to go online. You got to go to a family jeweler, and that's Lordo's. Clayton Road in Ladue. You're guaranteed to get top-notch customer service. Everything is GA certified. Everything is quality. 314-432-8008. Lordo's for 70-plus years. LordosDiamonds.com.
Live from Studio 550, this is the McGraw Show on KTRS. This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
I'll tell you what, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the most fun night on the calendar. And maybe it's not because it's the day before Thanksgiving, but maybe it's because our next guest is in charge of all the fun. Steve Holly from Guns N' Hoses. Steve, welcome back, Big 550 KTRS.
Hi, McGraw. Glad to talk to you. Hope everything's going well for you, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
You have been a fan of the show for years and years and years. We always appreciate your friendship. We always love the hard work you guys do. Guns N' Hoses, how many years have you been doing this?
This is year number 38.
Holy mackerel. And tally it up for me. How much money have you guys donated to Backstoppers?
We have donated approximately $13 million, with the last four being $1 million each.
Holy mackerel. So you crossed that $1 million threshold. Pretty extraordinary, right? You want to raise a whole lot of money and never use it for Backstoppers. It has become a family tradition, has it not, over all these years?
Yeah, McGraw, we are very family friendly. We've got stuff for the kids. We've got stuff for the adults. If you want to be a singleton party, we've got everything covered because we wanted an event that the community can get behind, and they've answered. The community has answered, but we'd love to have everybody come to the show and enjoy themselves and support our first responders.
So the tickets, the luxury boxes, the tables on the floor, I mean, tell us what's still available, because I thought it always sells out every year.
There is about 600 tickets left out on Ticketmaster, and we start them at $29. And they go all the way up to $195 if you want to get all your food and all your drink and rub elbows with the big shots and have a private party. So we have seat ranges, all levels. Again, we want to be family friendly, but there's about 600 seats out there. So we'd love to have a full sellout crowd again this year.
Yeah. All right. So take us through some of the matches, because I know you always have one or two circled every year.
Well, we're doing something different this year. We actually are bringing Kansas City down first couple of first responders from Kansas City to fight a couple of first responders from St. Louis. So we're calling that the showdown. And it's got a lot of buzz. There's a bunch of people from Kansas City flying down to see it, and that's going to be one of our televised bouts. So we're going to try and start this rivalry with Kansas City, just like the other sports teams do. And one of those bouts is going to be a female bout. Everybody likes to watch the girls throw the leather.
Are there going to be firefighters or policemen or both in these matches?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah, everybody that participates is a first responder of some sort. That's one of our guidelines because this is their show. It's about them. So we want them to compete against each other. And at the end, there's always the same thing that happens. At the end of the match, they always hug each other and say, we respect you, we love you. And, it's great to be a first responder in St. Louis.
Yeah, no question about it. How many rounds does each match go?
3 1-minute rounds. So it's pretty exciting. But then we also have something that no place other in the country has. We have what we call a double header. It is 6 minutes of continuous action, 2 bouts at one time. The first round happens for boxers A and B, and when they're done, the boxers C and D come in the ring and continue. It's the craziest thing you ever seen in your life.
So like a tag team kind of a deal?
It's like a tag team, and I'm going to tell you, people told me I was crazy when I wanted to do it. Now they can't get enough of it. I have people calling me all around the country say, how'd you do that? How can we do it? It's 6. When you're done, you need to take a break because you've been screaming and hollering for 6 minutes.
I don't think people realize 3 1-minute rounds. You think 1 minute? How hard is it to box for 1 minute? It is exhausting to do 30 seconds of a round. To do 3 1-minute rounds, these guys got to be in great shape, and gals.
They are in fantastic shape. And when people say, 1 minute, I can do 1 minute, I say to them, and this is just to the normal people, just say, okay, hey, stand there for 1 minute and just do something. Twirl your arms, kick a leg. And then at the end, it's like they can't get a minute. And then they say, okay, I see what you're saying, that you have to be in shape.
Yeah, no. So these first responders, it's fun for us, but these first responders take it seriously, and they've been training for months for this, haven't they?
Some of these guys just train all year round, and there's no guarantee that they're going to get a fight until we have our tryouts. But obviously the guys that have trained year-round, they have a little leg up on some of the guys that haven't. But we try and make it equitable because, in the words of Merle Taylor, we're not going to have Little Bo Peep fight the big bad wolf.
All right, Steve Holly. So what time at the Enterprise Center Wednesday night?
The doors open at 4:30. Santa Claus will be making a special appearance. And I have a special celebrity guest that's going to wow people. He's going to be available to take pictures and have a good time. So family friendly, come out. The holidays start when the first bell rings at Guns N' Hoses.
I still will renew my offer. If anytime you want to get Charlie Brennan and me in the ring for a celebrity box off, I'll do it. I mean, I'm there for Guns N' Hoses.
Well, I will talk to Charlie because that would be, number one, it would be the first time we did it, and I would love to do it because we would definitely have some fun and raise some money. So I might just have to reach out to Charlie and tell him you're throwing the gauntlet down and see what his response is.
Charlie would show up and pull his his shorts all the way up to his neck and say, no hitting below the belt. Steve.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you always taking such good care of me. I love your show. I listen to it regularly. I hope you and Emerson and the family have a great Thanksgiving.
Very sweet, Steve. Thank you. Right back to you and your family. Give us the website. Where can we get tickets?
STLgunsandhoses.com.
It's as simple as that. All these millions of dollars, and we hope you raise millions more and you never, ever use it. Steve Holly, thanks for giving back. Thanks for spending a couple minutes on a busy week for you. Good luck Wednesday and have fun. Thanks. Steve Holly. Good man. And a true fan of the show, so we appreciate his support all these many years. Guns N' Hoses, it is a fun night. Johnny Londoff and the family over there has got a table every year. They've had one I don't know, probably since it was started. But it is a fun night, and become a tradition that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Hey, you know what else is a tradition here in Missouri? Reese Nichols. Reese Nichols Real Estate, established 125 years ago. And you say, so wait a minute, they've been around for 125 years and I've never seen them or heard them? It's because they use different signs here on the St. Louis side of the state. Now, if you'll notice, starting October 1st, they are now all switched over to Reese Nichols signs. So you're going to start to see Reese Nichols, and you're going to think, oh, it's a new company in town. Actually, it's not a new company. It's just a new sign. They're taking over for Berkshire Hathaway. So all the agents are the same. All the great customer service is the same. All the things you've come to expect from Berkshire Hathaway. It's now just Reese Nichols. They're just changing the name back to what it was. So buying and selling a house in 2025 and 2026 is not easy, especially with all the gyrations going on in the real estate market. The selling side, the buying side, no longer are you sitting in a car in the back seat being carted around, chauffeured, Ubered around, looking at nice neighborhoods. You got to talk about pricing and negotiating and staging and contracts, and all of those things are involved in buying and selling, and that's where the expertise comes in, and that's why you need the expertise of Reese Nichols for 125 years right here in the state of Missouri. Reese Nichols. You'll see the signs. Now experience the service. ReeseNichols.com. St. Louis Closet Comic Traffic Center. Here is Captain Paul Kopsky.
McGraw, vehicle fire on 64 East at 270 has been moved off to the right shoulder. It's blocking the exit to 270 North with a bumper-to-bumper backup to Mason. And 270 North is slow in the construction area around 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Guns and Hoses. It's go time. Wednesday night, Guns and Hoses, the annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com. From the KTRS St. Louis Closet Company Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hey, what are you doing after Guns and Hoses? How about that on your way home? How about a little Ted Drewes action? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You've got friends and family all coming back for the holidays, and you're going to think to yourself, we're just going to see the lights over here. We're going to see Guns and Hoses over there. We went to Grandma's house. We went to the store. We're doing this. We just got the bird. Hey, you know what? Why don't you swing by Ted Drewes and get a little frozen custard going, right? Nothing better than topping anything off when it's all said and done with a little bit of Ted Drewes. Maybe it's the middle of the day and you're not doing anything and you're nowhere near Ted Drewes, and you say, yeah, how about a little Ted Drewes frozen custard? Look, the Christmas trees are arriving as we speak, and those fresh cut Christmas trees are going to be available at Ted Drewes. Anything more American, anything more St. Louis than bringing your SUV now, your car, your minivan, your truck, put that tree on the back, head home with a little frozen custard. That is life does not get any better than that. Ted Drewes, that's what you do. For all of your custard needs, put a little fudge on there, make it a fudgy McGraw, half Oreo, half Heath. Ted Drewes, it's a St. Louis tradition this weekend now more than ever. Ted Drewes, we'll see you there on Chippewa. Ted Drewes.
When you think of great steaks in the St. Louis area, one name comes immediately to mind: Citizen Kane's Steakhouse in Kirkwood.
And for one good reason.
Citizen Kane's has been providing St. Louis with impeccable service and award-winning cuisine. Open 5 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. Call 314-965-9005 for reservations. The Butcher Shop and Gourmet Sandwich Store stocks everything you'll need to create a Citizen Kane restaurant experience at home. And don't forget a gift card for the holidays. Citizen Kane's Steakhouse and Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1993.
I'm Jill Farmer for TB Exteriors, your choice for professional roofing, gutter, siding, and windows in the St. Louis metro area. They'll help you with your roofing insurance claims for residential or commercial roofs. They're CertainTeed Select Shingle Masters and offer the highest level warranties. Right now, mention KTRS and get $500 off a full roof replacement. Call TB Exteriors at 636-362-9503 or visit tbexteriorsmo.com to schedule a free estimate.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell and Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Schrader Funeral Homes and Crematory, St. Louis's oldest family-owned funeral home, offering complete funeral, burial, and cremation services, including an on-site reception center and crematory. 150 years of serving St. Louis families. Visit them at schrader.com.
It's go time. Wednesday night. Guns and Hoses. The annual charity boxing match at Stiefel supporting Backstoppers. The mission of Guns and Hoses remains the same every year. Support the survivors. Tickets still available at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, this is Stuart Rosenblum, president of Stewart's American Mortgage.
Stewie!
Mortgages are the biggest investment that a person's going to make in their life, yet most people don't know anything about it. Tune in for Mortgages and More with Stewie. That's me, where we can go over all the different types of mortgage programs in simple terms. You, me,
Stewie!
You'll become an expert after the first show.
Listen to Mortgages and More with Stewie, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. on KTRS.
Prestige Pools and Spas is St. Louis's most award-winning pool company, family-owned for over 40 years. Their in-ground pool, swim spa, and hot tub experts can make your dreams a reality. Get a tremendous deal on hot tub and swim spa display models with full warranties while supplies last. Veterans always receive 10% off any in-store retail purchase. Visit their showroom on Watson Road in Sunset Hills or online at prestigepoolsandspas.com. Prestige Pools and Spas proudly salutes and honors all our veterans who have served our nation to protect our freedoms.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show, this Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Congressman Jason Smith is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Jason Smith at 202-225-4404 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Mama's on the Hill is the legendary birthplace of the Toasted Rav, and Mama's is the premier family restaurant on the Hill. Make a reservation online at mamasonthehill.com.
With over 30 years of experience in top-quality senior living, McKnight Place Assisted Living knows how to help its residents live fulfilling lives. The professional staff gets to know all residents and their families. McKnight Place Assisted Living has become known for its high-quality amenities, personalized services, and expert care. But its history of making people a priority is what really sets it apart from many other senior communities. That starts with the residents and extends to their loved ones. 314-993-3333 or visit them at mcknightplace.com.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
$9:32 here, Big 550 KTRS. Phone numbers 314-931-5877, 314-931-5877, or Text your pithy and interesting comments to 84126. Let's go to the phones are officially open, 314-931-5877. We'll take all comers, whatever you want to talk about. The text line is also open, which means anything you want to text. But don't let the text. I hate when the text, you'd much rather text than call. The text should not take away from the callers. We love the callers. The text, I guess use the text when you're running into a meeting and you can't get there, but you can't wait in line for 20 minutes. But the phone lines are officially open, 314-931-5877. Text your comments to 84126. I was sitting in the car on whatever day it was, Friday, I guess, listening to the news conference between Mom Donnie, and Trump. And I didn't pay much attention to the New York mayor's race. I know the national guys were all in on it, and I guess it made sense. I don't know if anybody here in St. Louis really cared about the mayor of New York, or why that somehow affects our lives, the mayor of New York, but whatever. So I was in the car. I was waiting for my sister at the airport, and I was listening to this news conference. It was hilarious. It was almost like a Saturday Night Live skit where they called each other names for months at a time, and this is the end of the world as we know it, and if this guy wins the mayor's race of New York, it went so far as he had to endorse Andrew Cuomo, who he had no use for during the pandemic. He endorsed Cuomo, the Democrat, and had to reject the Republican because if this guy wins, it's the end of New York as we know it. And, oh, my goodness, the lapdogs say, oh, my goodness, this is the end of New York, and we're all moving out of New York. The guy wins. He goes to the Oval Office. We agreed on a lot. We agreed on all. We couldn't believe how much we agreed. We oh, my goodness, I'll do everything I can to help him out. What? Wait, what? What did you just say? And then you go home and you have dinner, and then you realize Marjorie Taylor Greene's retiring because Trump's turned on her, or she's turned on Trump, and you're like, so Mondami is in, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is out? What? So if you criticize Mondami, if you agreed with Mondami, you were a communist. Now you're in the Trump world. And if you were a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, now you're an anti-Trumper? What? I need a scorecard. This thing is too confusing. I don't know. It's almost I mean, if this doesn't prove to you that the whole thing is a game and a reality show, and we're all just pawns in this thing, if this doesn't expose to you, as everything else does, the ongoing game they're playing. Right? Didn't you call him a fascist? Didn't you call him a communist? Yeah, well, that's during the campaign. We say things in the campaign. I say things in the campaign I really didn't mean. Oh, well, like what? What did you say in the campaign that you didn't mean? Okay, bizarre, just bizarro world, but whatever. All right, here we go. From the Country Club Car Wash. Thanksgiving is about gratitude. While I have never called in, I start each day with McGraw, and I'm thankful for your show. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. This is my favorite week of the year. Have you talked about Trump signing the bill to make nursing not a professional degree? I heard about this story last week, and it's an interesting, didn't get a lot of attention, but the Trump administration last week defined, I guess, tried to put a definition on what a professional degree is, and the list includes programs like pharmacy and dentistry and medicine and veterinarian and law, but they did not update the professional degree, and it excluded nursing. So I don't know if this was an oversight. We know President Trump says everything about everything, and everything can change on a dime. But if nursing is not considered a professional degree, it will exclude it from certain types of student loans and things like that. I don't know if it was an oversight. We'll wait and see. Right? The sky's not falling just yet. But I know a lot of nurses were taken back by just the mere fact that, wait a minute, I'm a nurse and it's not considered a professional degree. So, one, it's kind of insulting just on the face of it. Two, I don't know what that does for the long-term efforts to go into nursing if you stop people from getting access to nursing degrees. We have a worldwide shortage. We have a countrywide shortage of nurses. We just don't have enough of them. So that might put pressure on. I mean, we don't have enough of everybody, but nurses has been a shortage of nurses for years and years and years. And if you somehow restrict access to, loans, student loans, and Pell Grants, and whatever else, I don't know if that's going to solve the nursing shortage. Now, will that force nursing schools to drop their prices? Maybe, but I don't know if that's a long-term goal or not. But, yeah, that one was an interesting one. I'll wait and see how this thing shakes out. Didn't get a lot of attention last week. Back to the text line. Hey, McGraw, this is Chuck Summers, and I'm a candidate for Missouri's 2nd District. I'd like to come on your show and talk about my campaign. Yeah. A lot of, well, technically, I don't have to, Chuck, but I will because I'm a sucker. Denny, line 1. Good morning, Denny. You're on the Big 550 KTRS.
Good morning, McGraw. I'm watching you here on YouTube for the first time. You're looking sharp this morning.
Hi, thank you. Good to see you.
I hope you're not going to turn into Rich Valdez when you go national.
Of course I am. I'm kidding.
You know,
Denny. Let me say this. I've been doing talk radio since 1994. Well, listen to talk radio since the early 80s. I can only be myself. So people are wondering what this show in the evening is going to be. It's going to be me doing an evening show. So,
well, it just shows me how much of a narcissist you are, because I've been asking you for years to get that right winger off, and you got to replace them. That's the only way you can get them off.
Well, hold on a second. While I may be a narcissist, that's not the example you should use. I didn't really have any control over it. Westwood One came to me and said, "Hey, let's sit down and have a conversation." I had nothing to do with hiring myself.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, the nursing thing kind of scares me because, I guess Susie the checker at Schnucks can go get a nursing degree and she'll be working on you.
Yeah, I don't really quite get why you'd want to purposely upset the nursing profession in this way, to insult them. But, sometimes it looks like there are things the Trump administration does that they sort of stay up at night trying to figure out ways to stick it to Americans.
And I'm going to also criticize you. I really get tired of you saying that politics is a game when they're taking away kids' food. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling health care. This is not a game. These are people's lives.
Okay, but hold on. How do you explain that news conference on Saturday or Friday where Mondani and Trump were buddies?
If you see the expression on Trump's face, I don't know. Maybe he had a Bubba moment.
He looked like he was in love with the guy. I wish my wife, please God, when I get married, my wife looks at me the way Trump looked at Mondani.
I know. I don't think he's ever looked at Eric or Don Jr. that way, to tell you the truth.
I mean, it was so bizarre after months of calling this guy every name in the book. So you tell me what it is, Denny, if it's not a game.
It's people's lives, McGraw.
I know it's people's
Donald
lives.
Trump.
I know it's people's lives. But
we cannot.
Then what is it? To call somebody the most vile things humanly possible and then wrap your arm around the guy and you're best buds with him.
Well, maybe he, who knows? Who knows what's going through Trump's mind?
Denny, what do you think of your Blues, more importantly?
I am a fan, McGraw. I hope for the best. That's what I do.
I hear you. I hear you clucking, big chicken. Thanks for checking in, Denny. Have a good day.
Talk to you.
All right. Trying to get Right Wing off the air for years. He hasn't been on for years. Actually, I think he was on for 3 years. I think Jim died 3 years ago. Strange meeting is resigning Congress right after she vested in her congressional pension. That's true. That's interesting. By the way, the woman who said she wasn't going to listen anymore, she's back making derogatory comments about Chuck and Denny. So that's it. I'm done. I'm off to the old folks station. She's back and better than ever. I'm a speech pathologist and I'm no longer a professional either. Oh, yeah. Right? I mean, I don't know why they would purposely try and stick it to hardworking Americans. Why would you purposely try and sort of leave? They'll come back in a day or two after the blowback and say, no, that's not what we were thinking. We think, they'll change it because it just doesn't make any sense. Let's see here. Happy Thanksgiving. I usually don't have time to call in the morning because I'm doing chores. Marjorie Taylor Greene is retiring the day after her 5 years when she gets her pension into Congress. So there you go. Yeah. It's so hard for you to admit we have the best president ever. God bless our President Trump. That's from the 636. All right. 314-931-5877. 314-931-5877. Text your comments to 84126. Stay right there. We'll take more phone calls, more text messages. Let's do the Ron McDonald House. Drove by there the other day. That new one right there on Tower Grove Road, I think it is. Beautiful, gorgeous, man. Did they do a wonderful, wonderful job. They knocked down a couple of old buildings and built this brand new building, state of the art. It's wonderful. Last year alone, Ronald McDonald House had and accommodated over 500 families. The average stay, almost 30 days. Now, what does the Ronald McDonald House do? Kids and families come to St. Louis for their kids to be treated at these world-class hospitals. And as I said, the average stay is 30 days. Imagine going to a strange town, your child's sick, and you got to be in a strange hospital for 30 days. Where do you go? Where do you stay? I've got other kids. They've got to be in class or have some type of, we got to read to them and feed them and put them to bed, and we have to go and collapse, and right, we have to be healthy and get some energy for the child in the hospital. Well, that's why the Ronald McDonald House exists. It's that these families have a place to go and be a family. They can collapse, they can relax, they can take a shower, and they can clean up, and they can shave, and they can put new clothes on, and they can take a nap, and they can go to bed knowing that they're in some type of home atmosphere for a month or longer. Ronald McDonald House, whatever it costs, it's subsidized at the Ronald McDonald House, right? The parents can never pay enough for what it costs, and that's why the Ronald McDonald House is having an end-of-the-year charity or end-of-the-year giving event, end-of-the-year call, if you will. So if you're looking for a charity to have some good holiday cheer with, if it's not going to change your life, it is certainly going to change the lives of many at the Ronald McDonald House. So RMHC-STL, RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charities, STL, St. Louis.com, RMHCSTL.com.
The St. Louis Chess Club is a newly expanded 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art chess center featuring world-class tournament playing halls, classrooms, library, and casual play spaces for everyone who loves the game.
But it's so much more than a place to play.
It's where champions are built on the board, in the classroom, and across the community with a mission to bring the game to everyone from all levels, with membership starting at just $15 a month.
Discover the excitement, the challenge, and the community of chess at stlouischessclub.org.
I'm Mark Cantor. Here's why you can count on Cantor Injury Law.
My name is Michelle. I'm a litigation paralegal at Cantor Injury Law, and you can count on Cantor because we are smart, honest, and hardworking.
I'm Kevin Glenn, and a partner here at Cantor Injury Law. You can count on Cantor because we make your cause our cause.
No fee if no recovery. Please visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
When you pay for tree work, you want to be sure you're getting the most for your hard-earned money. That's why you should always use the ISA certified arborist at River City Tree Service in Baldwin, Missouri. Hi, I'm Steve with River City Tree Service, and we've been the go-to tree service since 2008. Tree removal, tree trimming, storm damage, deadwood removal, stump grinding, and more. Give River City Tree Service a call for all your tree service needs at 314-270-8071. That's 314-270-8071. River City Tree Service.
This Thanksgiving, visit Nothing Bundt Cakes St. Louis Brentwood, where each cake is crafted by hand from the finest ingredients. Choose from 10 delicious flavors in 4 different sizes, all crowned with their signature cream cheese frosting. For a festive centerpiece, order their new Give Thanks decorated cake, perfect for any upcoming fall celebrations. Stop by the bakery located in Brentwood today or visit nothingbundtcakes.com to order online. Make Thanksgiving sweeter with Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
This November, the Black Friday sale is all month long at Byerly RV. Get special pricing on select new and used RVs and find the perfect fit for your next adventure. Buy now and enjoy free storage until April 26th so your RV is ready when you are. With no payments until 2026 with approved credit, there's never been a better time to buy. The Byerly RV Black Friday sale runs all month long, but the best deals won't last. Visit Byerly RV in Eureka or shop online at ByerlyRV.com today.
Ronald Reagan once famously said, "Government is not the solution, government is the problem." When it comes to economic growth, government can be a roadblock. With red tape, regulations, and subsidies, government stifles entrepreneurship and also props up businesses that deserve to go under. Unlike government, free markets encourage risk-taking, freedom to succeed or fail. Governments shouldn't be picking winners and losers, the market should. Free markets benefit the business owner and the customer by encouraging competition. Free market enabled a young man named J.C. Hall, selling picture postcards in Kansas City, to turn his idea into Hallmark cards. In St. Louis, the free market made it possible for Adolphus Busch to turn his father-in-law's local beer into the world's largest brewery. A free market also means you get to send your kids to the school of your choice. Learn more about free markets at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Now, back to McGraw. Presented by Londoff Chevrolet and Londoff.com on the Big 550 KTRS.
9:52 here, Big 550 KTRS from the Country Club Car Wash text line. The Country Club Car Wash text of the day came in 4 hours ago from the 618. I thought this was the McGraw time slot. What are all these guests doing here? That's when I was regaling the audience with 1,000 voices. Especially leading the way was my John Wayne.
Duke.
Well, let me tell you, Pilgrim. Also, there was another one here. We were talking about pennies earlier. We just took 1,600 pennies to the bank.
Must have had one of those big jugs.
1,600 pennies. What is that? $16?
Yeah.
Right? Is that what that is?
Right.
Right.
Over twice. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So 1,600 pennies. What do you think 1,600 pennies divided by 100 is $16? Yeah, $16 they got for 1,600 pennies. Holy mackerel. I go through rolls looking for key dates, errors. Banks will not sell you rolls of pennies, not even one roll. Business customers only. So there you go. What else was there here? Physical therapists who must have a doctorate in order to practice weren't on the list of professional degrees either. Oh, yeah, Guns N' Roses announced this summer at Busch Stadium. With isn't that
Guns N' Roses?
Guns N' Roses. Wasn't that guy sort of banned from St. Louis or something?
No, he's been. This will be the third time he's back.
Oh, okay, all right. I got more on this professional degree conversation from the Trump administration. So the Trump administration no longer considers nursing as a professional degree. It's a status to help with student loans. Financial help could be a little more complicated to get a degree in nursing or other healthcare professions because of the big, beautiful bill. Under the Department of Education's new definition of professional programs, nurses, physical assistants, nurse practitioner, physical therapy, and audiology programs are now excluded and must follow different borrowing limits. Students that are designed as professional degrees include doctors, dentists, and lawyers. They can borrow more money under the new guidelines. All other graduates can borrow less money. So it's just a moniker to sort of how much you can borrow. Now, does that mean you're not a professional? I mean, take it as you want. But they also eliminated a number of programs to help borrow the costs to become any of those things. In a statement, the Department of Education says, quote, this is from them, places common sense limits and guardrails on future student loan borrowing to simplify the federal student loan repayment program. This comes at a time when almost every single state is predicting that there will be a shortage of nurses, an exponential shortage of nurses in the next 15 to 20 years. But that's everything. We're not going to have enough lawyers. We're not going to have enough doctors. We're not going to have enough garbage men. We're not going to have enough teachers. We just aren't producing enough humans to fulfill all the roles we are going to need. So there you go. That's a little more info on all of that. I wonder if my penny collection will go up in price. I don't know. Not for a while. There's a lot of pennies out there. Let me talk to you about Country Club Car Wash real quick, because you're looking for a Christmas gift. I'm telling you, man, this is a killer gift. You're going to be loved if you give this gift. It's great for a stocking stuffer, great for a white elephant gift, great for a Secret Santa gift. This one's a good one. Country Club Car Wash, we know, is a St. Louis company. They have 5 area locations. And right now, this week and this week only, if you go to their website, cccwstl.com, you can buy a pass. But not a weekly pass, not a monthly pass, a year's pass to Country Club Car Wash, which means you pay for it once and you get unlimited car washes all year long. Plans start at $200. That is a steal. So for $200, unlimited car washes, you can get your car washed every single day. Heck, you can get it washed twice a day if you want to. cccwstl.com. All week long, you have to do it online, but a great way, a great stocking stuffer, great white elephant, great for, and just a great present in and of itself, even if it's under the tree. cccwstl.com to find out more. Country Club Car Wash. If it doesn't say country, it's not Country Club Car Wash. cccwstl.com. Frank and Jill come your way next. And then we're back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Don't forget Friday, Black Friday. We're going to be at Christopher's live at 7. to kick off the holiday season. Again, we do that every year. But our favorite week continues. Thanksgiving week here on the Big 550 KTRS. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for putting up with me. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.